Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Second Breakfast. How you guys doing out there? I am once again trying to clear stuff off my work table. Going to leave the the street lights alone for a little while. My eyes aren't quite ready to be squinting on that. Let's see what else I've got on my desk that needs putting away, and by putting away I mean painting up and getting ready for quite possibly this weekend's game. Jackie's got the usual cast of miscreants coming over to. They're all good kids, actually. Coming over for a game. He's not quite certain what environment they're going to be playing through and what kind of terrain we're going to need. But I'm going to try and have a healthy supply of all our Dungeons and Lasers stuff, maybe some new stuff. What do I have on the floor here? I have some what do you call it? The demon caves. I doubt he's going to want to use those. And what do I have over here? We have some regular stretch goals from the cave set. Let's see if we can't put some of this stuff together. That's kind of a neat throne. Unfortunately, some of this stuff I have to use the online instruction manual, which I absolutely despise. The weak attitude of not being able to print instructions for model kits. That's just kind of lame. Hey, Bloodworth, how you doing, man?
How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. You look like you're in a really good mood. Look like
Yeah.
you just got away. You look like you just got away with something.
I'm laughing because now all of a sudden I'm able to hook up with you on the cell phone.
Okay,
It
that'll
was
work.
it was a big issue with getting Discord to work on the cell phone, and Discord is the way that I can access Restream.
Okay.
So that's the only way, that's the only way I can link up to you. When I try to do it the other way, like during your like direct link or whatever, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
work that way. I have to go through Discord. So now that I have
Uh,
Discord working, I can stream with you.
I have people all over the world, and everybody's got a different way they can make it in. Some people
Yeah.
aren't on my Discord. Bear was not on my Discord for obvious reasons. James L could only get the link directly. Just you know, different devices, different. But yet here we all are, including Squirrel Hermit. Good morning, bro. How you doing? Um, so what's hey? Good morning, goobers. What's up, Bubba? I've heard that word in a long time, goobers. It's funny. I used to date a girl whose last name was Gerber, so you know what her nickname was. Um, yeah. What you got on your mind?
No, nothing. What was your topic this morning?
Honestly, no
Not your
topic.
crafty one. I mean, for now, it's just open mic.
Yeah. Whatever anybody
All
wants to
right.
talk about. I think I even said that. I, you know, Bubba invited me to an upcoming Monday night game. I might bite. You know, I think it'll be like Dragon Slayer or maybe OSC. Unfortunately, I'll probably end up running a thief. Something I'm always comfortable with running. Can't imagine why. Just because everybody is so um, uh, leery about having elves rule the world and the game and whatnot with all of their stuff. And it occurred to me, that it's literally a fear of them being better, and I think it's because they are. You know what I mean?
Well, it depends on.
If
Yeah, it's. Well, I guess that comes from the Tolkien, depiction of them. And so,
and
you know,
and
they do have
what
their advantages, but the system has to limit them. Otherwise, you'll always play them and not. That's why
um
AD&D First Edition put the level limits on them.
but you never hear that when it comes to dwarves, and dwarves are better too.
But dwarves have level limits on them in AD&D as well.
Right, but there's not so much of the hatred, you know.
I guess because I mean, maybe because the dwarves' secondary abilities don't come in as often. Um, you and dungeon crawl travel or whatnot. I don't really see that there's that much, angst about elves as it is.
I really do see a lot of it, and uh,
I just
I
like,
think it's because
yeah, yeah,
of uh, the appearance and the like they both have their character flaws, in personality. Dwarves are stubborn, taciturn, grouchy, and
well, if you
just
choose to,
terse.
yeah,
And
if you choose to play them that way, yeah.
well, I mean,
Uh,
that's the stereotypical gruff, dwarf.
right.
You rarely get the bubbly, happy-go-lucky, just carefree dwarf. You never see that. You know what I mean? With elves, you get you get some frivolity
Well,
and
not
some
enough people. I guess not enough people read the Silmarillion then, because
right.
elves were really assholes in that. I mean, they were, yeah,
Absolutely arrogant and everything else. But I think it's because subconsciously it has to do with their beauty. You know, the modern
yeah,
beauty standards would put elves at the absolute height. They're born supermodels. You know what I mean? And most gamers are not. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They're
I guess
they're
so.
they're
But neither of the two systems you were talking about really give elves like huge advantage. You know,
comeliness score as per Unearthed Arcana makes their comeliness
no, no,
to the
I'm
point
not talking
where
about. I'm
uh,
talking about like you're looking to play in either Dragon Slayer or OSE,
oh yeah,
and
yeah, because everybody realized what a massive disadvantage that was
mm,
to everybody else who dump stats their wisdom, and a pretty young thing comes by that's an elf with a 19 comeliness.
yeah,
Suddenly they're their servants.
yeah,
And let's be honest, in the gaming community, a a a female gamer who's a 6 can get away with behavior as if she was a 9, on the 1 to 10 beauty scale, because gamers are so awkward when it comes to, women and good looks, and sometimes even good hygiene and things like that. We've heard all the stereotypical jokes since the
yeah,
70s uh, about those things, and you can get away with being like that. you know oh, I'm a dwarf, we're like
yeah.
that. Whereas you uh, don't get a lot of people who can pull off playing an elf, because it's really hard to imagine what it's like living, like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Whereas,
yeah,
most gamers tend to eat too much, drink too much, and hoard their stuff.
yeah. I would, if I were you, I would hope it's an OSE, just to break away from the Dragon Slayer. Um, like I say, Dragon Slayer, I become very unenamored with just the gaps that the game system has. it's like there's in the rule book. Definitely needs
I got to admit though, I did like in Dragon Slayer. I did like the way it handled the character classes. All of them seemed to give things, little things here and there, as well as
yeah
the
the
way it was
class
formatted.
the class design wasn't bad. I'm just talking about like basic rules mechanics. I mean, you had to pull from other game systems just to fill in those
Mhm.
gaps. It was like
Well, Dragon Slayer is a
uh,
correct me if I'm wrong. It's a first edition. There is no second edition.
right. Yeah, there's no second
Is that
edition to it.
okay? Okay. If those things, if they put out a second edition and addressed all those concerns, how much better do you think it would be?
It would probably be a lot more functional. Yeah. I think it
See,
needs
I have no idea
also,
because I
it doesn't have anything, it doesn't have in it that makes it really stand out. And that's the other issue I have with it. It's like there's nothing it does really, really well that makes it just like, wow, this is a wow factor with this. Like Castles and Crusades, the the siege engine that it uses for using the attributes is what makes it stand out. The You go to OSC, and OSC, the things that really make it stand out is just the clarity of the way it presents the rules to you. It's not just laid out or whatnot, but also with character builds and everything. It's
you're kind of
is really well
having modulation
developed.
issues. I have no idea what he was saying. Yeah, you're really breaking up. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Squirrel, glad to hear it about the four-legged friend. What's up, Cal? How you doing? Good game Sunday. That was a lot of fun. And Bloodworth invited me to collab on the BX thing, but we lost Bloodworth. Oh, there we go.
No, yeah, there's like a little dead zone
I
just
had a feeling
outside
that
my
was exactly
town.
what was going on.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, there's like one or two dead zones, on my trip to work that I hit. The
I'm
next one will
guessing
come in
it's
about 20
I'm guessing it's
minutes.
like a valley or something.
Well, yeah, I'm in a valley, but it's yeah, it's just like one spot, like a one like half a mile spot where I lose the
Mhm.
connection, and then it'll happen again in about 20 minutes or so. So anyway, but yeah, I would like, if I were you, I would try to I try to steer that towards OSE. I think you'll really like that. And the system is very, very easy to use, and I just like the simplicity of everything too. Like the spells in OSC are just so easy to. Uh, there's no there's no 15 paragraph descriptions of spells.
Mhm.
It's like bang. Here's the mechanics of it. There's the briefest of descriptions, and you just go with the rest of it. You can imagine what this spell actually looks like. It really is a cool system.
Yeah,
And I
unfortunately, from what I had it, I still have it. It's actually sealed up in a box because I promised to give it to somebody, but the tariffs and shipping the USPS wanted on it was twice the price of the product brand new.
You're talking about OSE?
The mini box set, right?
Oh, all right. Or maybe it was coming from China. I mean, the regular one you
No,
can
no,
get
no, no.
from.
For me to ship my copy to my friend
Oh, I
in
see.
New
I
Zealand,
see. Oh,
they
that's
because
the
I
yeah,
promised to give it to him. I mean, I could open it up
yeah,
and look at it again. Uh, eh, they wanted almost $100 to ship it to him.
yeah. That's crazy.
Right.
But doesn't
And
New Zealand have like an Amazon or something? They can get it themselves. Like, if they have
well,
Amazon or
it was a contest prize win kind of thing,
yeah,
and I promised to send it to him. And when we found out, he said, "Yeah, yeah, don't worry about it." And I don't have the current ability to send people things in other countries from Amazon. I have a little technical glitch that I have to deal with to be able to do that. Um,
yeah.
and the other thing is, with BX and BX clones, I just can't contain my hate for race as class. Um, it's so punitive and discriminatory that it's like, well, then why even have them? There are a whole lot of games out there where fairness is just thrown out the window. If you want to be a this or a that, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Deadlands is like that. Palladium is like that. Some characters are just better, but that doesn't keep people from running the, let's say, inferior character classes because they want to run the character class because in its own way it's cool enough to want to play, and that
Well,
should be the way it is.
yeah, the thing with BX is that you really don't get a choice. You roll and see what you're able to play. You know
Well,
what I'm
that's the way it
saying? It's
always
like,
was, kind of. That's the way it was ostensibly supposed to be in AD&D. You roll your stats, and if you're lucky, you get to play. Something besides one of the four food groups that were pretty inclusive. You could roll really shabby stats and still be a magic user. Not a great magic user, but you could still be one.
right,
And the likelihood that you were ever going to make it past fourth level anyway, so who cares? You were probably going to die 9 times out of 10. You're just going to die, because that's just the
yeah.
way these games are. That there really should be far more deaths if we were playing like we used to play. You know what I mean? By the book ish, no holds barred
Well,
type
yeah,
of.
you die at zero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you die at
Well, not
zero, which is
even if you went neg 10, you'd still you'd still pretty much get crunched fairly often. At least one in 3 out of 4 characters would die. That was my experience up until a certain point, and then I think it's slowly seeped in where DMs were a little bit too forgiving in situations to keep the game going. Otherwise, it wouldn't have. If literally we still played exactly the same way, I don't think the lure of the game would be as great.
yeah. I know my newer campaigns, upcoming campaigns and everything. I'm going to be, you know, have it where your death comes a lot sooner. Like there won't be any
Hmm.
-10s. There's, you know, it's just going to be happening where it's like 1 point below your constitution modifier, into the negatives, right? So if you have a
Hmm.
+2, you're dead at night -3. You know what I'm
But
saying? It's like that's it.
wouldn't that stand to reason that if you had a negative con modifier, you could go unconscious at when you're only at 1 or 2 hit points?
No, no, you just die at zero. That's it.
Okay, I mean, because that's how math
Yeah,
works.
yeah,
It's like, oh,
yeah.
you're at 2 hit
No,
points, you're
but
unconscious. What?
no, because you're on the top end. You're losing it on the top side.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying with that? So
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
die.
yeah.
You
It
die at
is.
zero.
It's being a little forgiving.
Yeah,
And I mean,
it's
nobody would play if that happened. What do you mean? I'm at 2 hit points. I'm unconscious. Well, you got a -2 con bonus,
odd.
so you don't even really actually have those hit points.
Um, yeah,
You're going through another one of them vortexes. Yeah, that's
yep,
what I
going
noticed,
through the.
Bubba. That Dragon Slayer was a little more AD&D. OC was a little more BX.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I was going through another little dip in the valley, second valley. So
that's what
anyway,
we figured.
yeah. So the negative constitution is going to impact your max, but you can have it bring you below zero. Otherwise, if you let's say you had a -2 and you were rolling a magic user, well, if you ran a 1 or a
Mm-hmm.
2, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? It's not Traveler.
I was
And
just thinking.
you
I was
die in
thinking the
character
exact same
creation.
thing. I was thinking
Yeah.
the same
So
thing. You didn't even make it to. You were
that
stillborn. You were never even born.
yeah, it's like upon character creation. So you don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've looked at other systems where they have it where your constitution is your hit points. They never go above that. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. All of the Red Room games, it's that, and if you're depending on the game, some of them will give you an extra D6, D4, above your con as your hit points. Let's say, um, Gamma World gave you a D6 per con point, which was amazing. If you had like a 15 con, you had to roll 15 D6 for your hit points, but you were never getting any more. That was it.
right. I know
And
Gangbusters does your constitution is your hit points. You
okay,
know, and
is it a percentile based game, or is it a six stats?
Gangbusters is a combination of both.
Okay,
But
because like Top
no, no,
Secret, the
no,
original Top Secret, it was like a percentile based. Star Frontiers, your stats are
no, no, no,
percentile
no.
based.
It wasn't like Star Frontiers. No.
Okay, because while those kind of ideas do make sense, that your hit points could be like Traveler, a measure of your strength and your endurance. Um, physically, that's kind of how it is. But game mechanically, it doesn't work out so well, for some reason. I think, like with Star Frontiers, I think that was kind of the case, right? It was like your strength and your endurance averaged or something.
Well, you had numbers that were like the base was like 35, 35, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You had pairings of
So George.
attributes. It's
Hmm.
been so long since I've looked at it.
Me too. Yeah, I haven't really looked at Star Frontiers in 35 years. But
So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that would be an
So
interesting. I wonder how that would work in D&D, where you just have your Constitution is your hit points, and and maybe the extra die that you roll at first level, and then that's it. Or maybe you gain 2 hit points per level beyond that, and it'll never go
I
above
think
that.
you'd get a lot of negative reactions from players who are spoiled. I know. I met a game that did something like that, and as a youngster, I was like pissed. I was like, what? But as time goes by, you realize, even Arnold Schwarzenegger at his height could only take a bullet or two before he would go down. Period. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You swing and you hit him full on with a battle axe, and he's calling for a medic, and he's not getting back up. You know what I mean? He might be able to limp away, or maybe fight his way out of the area and take the axe from you, and then chop your head off, but he was still going to die from bleeding, right?
Hmm.
I mean, that's the way it is. Hey, what's up, Dark Knight? Long time no see, man.
I'm through. Hello, man. It's been a while. How's yourself?
Yeah, it's been forever, dude. It's been like a year.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Bloodworth,
Doing good.
Dark Knight of Hibernia. Have you guys met?
Yeah. Uh, I think we
No.
have.
Oh,
What's your
okay.
name?
Well, maybe a long time ago. Maybe.
DM Bloodworth?
I think I might have, yeah, once or
Yeah.
twice. I think it was Aaron on Aaron the Pedantics, like forever ago. I think so.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped off. Yeah,
Yeah.
he dropped off the face of the map.
I don't know all the details, and what little I know, I'd rather not say. It wouldn't be prudent, so we'll leave it.
Yeah.
He had personal stuff to deal with, so we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to adopt that not talking
It-
about folks that aren't here.
Yeah.
mentality.
It's better for the soul, to be honest. It really is.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There are
So how you been, man? How you?
Can't make the-
Oh, I've been good, man. I've been good. I'm just trying to get a new job, and I passed my driving test, so that's something.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, don't feel bad, dude. I'm 59 years old, never had a driver's license, and I live in California.
Yeah, no, it's driving's been good. Like I said, I'm
Cool.
looking for more work, and gonna start working on my Gothic D&D setting soon. Keep putting it off, man. I gotta get it done.
I wanted to ask you because I know you're a big Amber fan. I know.
Yeah.
Did you ever come across Lords of Gossamer and Shadow?
Lords of Gossamer and Shadow. I feel like I've heard that name before.
It's
but I don't-
it's the amberless diceless role playing game.
I think I actually bought it on drive-thru. I don't know if I've read it, but I think I might have it. Yeah.
It is one of the most intensive print rule books I've ever come across. Like
Nice.
double, I think I want to say double columns, tiny print, just jam packed with shit. I've been reading that rule book for like 3 months, and I'm not even on page 50.
Dear Lord. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
and I'm a quick read.
I mean, that's like probably just pure mechanics, right? Because when I was reading through the Amber books, a lot of that was references to playtesting material and fluff.
Mhm.
Legit, if like I think Mr. Welsh said it himself that you could like remove like the player, like the playtester player information and the flavor, and like 2/3 of the book would be gone.
Mhm.
It'd be probably about the size of the both the BX, the B and the X rule books. If you just
Oh, okay.
just kept the rules, I'd say. You know,
Cal says hi. Everybody says hi.
hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, well, you said you're working on a game, a Gothic game.
Yeah, it's OD&D. Like, well, I'm using OD&D as a basis, but I'm setting it in kind of like a Gothic, a Celto-Gothic kind of setting. So it's like Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales, but with like set in Victorian and Napoleonic era, my own setting basically. I'm pulling from like Bloodborne. I'm pulling from
Ravenloft?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll also be pulling from. Have you ever seen the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing film from like 2000 and?
No, I haven't. But
Yeah.
I did just recently watch Solomon Kane. and
Oh,
it's
that
now-
film was so good.
right? It's literally it's
so
perfect.
good.
It's literally like
so
the
good.
perfect Solomon Kane movie. It could go in. You could drop that story anywhere in the Solomon Kane timeline,
Storyline.
and it doesn't hurt anything. It just makes
It's
it
so
better.
good. It's so good.
I mean, I literally just watched it like 6 months ago for the first time, and what's his name?
It's on YouTube for free, actually. Believe it or not, that's how I saw it, and then I got it on.
I knew I wanted to own it because James Purefoy
Oh, yeah.
is in it, and he's one of my favorite actors.
Isn't he the guy who plays Mark Antony in Rome?
And
Yeah.
he also plays my second favorite character in John Carter, which was Cantos Can. So I'm like,
He's also in Sharp. He's if you've seen like the Sean Bean Sharp
no,
TV
but that's
show.
so on my list.
He's on. I've seen clips of it on YouTube. It's so good. I think that was like one of the big impetus for setting it in the Napoleonic era, because like it's Sean Bean, man. It's Sean Bean. I voted 100
Right.
times.
I've never seen him in anything I didn't like, and I was really disappointed in that show. that he was in that spy show that lasted like I think I saw like 4 episodes before they took it off the air.
Mm.
Here in the states, it was a he was a spy of
I
some
remember
sort.
there was a show. Was it I Frankenstein? I think or something. He was in that too. It
I
wasn't
never
bad.
even heard of him. Never
It's
heard of
it's
them.
um it's essentially he is it's not a one-to-one to the oh one sec there.
Well, what did you think of Solomon Kane, Bloodworth,
I loved it.
Sorry about
the
that.
movie?
I have it
Okay.
on Blu-ray, so I can actually
Yeah,
watch
Yeah.
it.
I got it
You
on
know, I got it on
DVD.
one of the
It-
yeah, I got it
I
on
don't
the US Blu-rays.
Did I get it on Blu-ray or DVD? I'm not sure. I haven't
I got it
watched it
on
in a while.
DVD because I don't
It's it,
have a Blu-ray.
I
I didn't
honestly,
even I didn't even question the
yeah.
purchase or whatever. It's like as soon as I found it, I'm like buy it now. Just knowing that it was going to be
Pulp
at least good.
excellence. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, I saw it on YouTube for free, and I was like, I have to get this. I have to own this. It's so good.
I'm trying.
It's so.
I wish more Howard things were like that. Because I got Cull with what's his
I've heard
name?
mixed things. Oh, Sorbo.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
I've heard
cheesy.
people wasn't that good, but I do want to watch
It
it.
was
it
cheesy.
was kind of it was on the cornier
Yeah.
side, so like the second Conan movie.
Yeah,
It's a little bit corny. It was
but
a little bit it was definitely a product of its time.
yeah, but it's
Mhm.
And the
Sorbo.
80s
It's
sword and
Sorbo.
sorcery
Come on.
movies
Thank
got
you.
kind of
That was a
got
big part of it for me.
Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo, love the guy. I never watched Hercules, but I liked Andromeda,
I've seen the
and
clips of some of his stuff. It's really good. You know, he's
and
even that he even
what
admits
was her name? Tia
Xena.
Carrera's in it. Always had a crush on her. So if you're gonna, if
Yeah.
you're gonna have
Did
her in
she
a
play
movie,
Xena? Was she playing Xena Warrior Princess, or was that something else?
no, no, you're thinking
she no,
Lucy Lawless played Xena.
but
That was it.
she might have had a no, but she might have had a cameo in it or
Well,
whatever.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But no, I like what's funny about that the disappointed line that Sorbo says in that he even commented that it wasn't bad direction. It was a reference to something else. Like
Hmm.
he did it intentionally. So I just find that really funny. But if
Hmm.
you want to see like really good pulp films, and I genuinely think these are like in my top 10 not D&D but D&D films ever, they would be the first two Mummy films with
Oh
Brendan.
yeah, those are great movies.
Those are so
Not just
good.
that, but I really really love that pulp genre. The John was it John Carter, the explorer, the guy who
Oh,
discovered that kind
Mars,
of era.
the
All
Mars series.
those
Yeah.
no, not the Mars. The explorer who discovered King Tut's tomb. That kind of era.
Oh yeah,
Those
yeah, yeah,
that kind of adventure,
yeah.
Indiana Jones, all that
Ah,
stuff. I love that whole era, where you just picture, Humphrey Bogart playing a freaking grizzled explorer in the middle of Africa.
yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia reminded me a
I
lot of
need to
that.
watch Lawrence of Arabia. I need to watch that film so badly.
I
I
only made
really.
it halfway through before I got distracted and forgot about it. But it was like I could see why it's one
It's
of my friend's favorite movies, or if not his favorite movie. And it was also one of my dad's favorite movies. And he had me sit down and watch it when it was on TV. And it was so long. And I was like
it's like 4 hours
9.
long, isn't it, or
And I
something
was
like
like
that?
9 years old. I'm like, what? I don't
Why
care.
would
I
you
want
torture
to
a
play with.
9-year-old with? Why
What?
would you torture a 9-year-old like that? That's
Yeah, because my
just.
dad was like that. Uh,
Yeah,
you
fair
know,
enough. Fair enough.
I mean, he got me to watch Planet of the Apes, Sun and Green Silent Running.
I
Literally,
those
I'd
are
get home from school, it'd be 3:30, and he said, "Hey, Planet of the Apes is on. Go watch it." I'm like, "Yeah, well, yes, sir."
There are
You
so
know,
many films I need to watch. Like I need to watch Planet of the Apes. I have Akira Kurosawa and Bruce Lee films I need to watch. Oh
okay.
man, yeah, it's
What's up, Cold Iron?
hey Cold Iron, what's up, man? Oh boy,
But
but yeah,
yeah, that whole era. As a matter of fact, um, a huge portion of my like top 10 list of games I want to play are set in that sort of pulpy era,
oh yeah,
between the 1940s, 1920s to 1950s, but without Cthulhu. I'm just
oh
like,
yeah.
I'm so burnt on that. I mean, you know,
I think we're burnt on it because I agree with you. It's just because it's oversaturated. That's a big
yeah,
part of it. But number two, They don't get the. I actually watched someone who might be a bit more left leaning, but he is correct on this. He actually, at least I agree with him, that he gave the analysis that the reason why you go insane in Cthulhu is not because you see mind bending alien threats. It's that you see the mind bending alien threats, but that nobody else understands it. And the isolation is what drives you insane, is that you understand how the world really works. And there are
Mhm.
these ignorant plebeians going around
Mhm.
unaware of this gigantic titanic monster that's going to rip them in half. And it slowly drives you insane.
For me personally, it's the idea that if that was the way the world was, I wouldn't want to live in it.
Mm,
If there was no God, there's just these alien monstrosities.
these demons, basically.
There's no point. There's
Yeah.
literally no point in existence.
Yeah.
And if Lovecraft literally lived his
I'm gonna
life like that,
I'm gonna have to
it's a
run,
wonder he
guys.
didn't put a
I'm
bullet in his
I'm gonna lose
Well,
connection
see you
soon
later, man.
pulling
anyway.
up.
Have a good one.
All right,
Fair
have a
enough.
great day. I'll see you tomorrow, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
but like, yeah, no, if
Actually, no, I'll see him tonight. I'm in a game with him tonight.
oh yeah,
I would literally put a gun in my mouth if I saw that there was no God. There's no point,
if
and
you
this
saw
is
heaven was empty and all the devils were here, you'd just be like, what would be the point? It's all God. If that were true, and I don't for a second believe it,
right. Same here.
like, but when I,
But that's
like,
the other problem is that I see people like going, "Oh God, I wish this is the way the world was." I'm like,
no, it's like
really?
the
How are
only
we
time
friends?
that a world like that where there's some Lovecraft elements where you could see kind of an appeal to it is 40K. And in the sense that people would say, you don't want to be in 40K because you would be just a soldier. It's like, no, if you're going to go for the power fantasy, you would go for, I would be a new Giga Chad with main character syndrome. I'd be like one
Hmm.
of like a chapter master of a Space Marine chapter, or a
Hmm.
Custodes, or a Grey Knight, or a Black Templar. You wouldn't be the fodder that dies in like 5 hours against the Tyranids. That's dumb. Because I think the problem is that with 40K, people lend too much into the nihilism and not enough into the glam metal 80s rocker mode, because that's what
Hmm.
it was originally. It's like it was supposed to be headbanger, like a headbanger cover, like the actual cover of a metal band's album. That's what it
Well,
was.
Allman, how do I know there was no God? Because not once in a single volume of anything I ever read from Lovecraft did he ever write the word Jesus in any of his books.
He was self-professed atheist. He did not believe in a god. He
Yeah.
didn't. He did. There was like, I think Derleth said like the closest in that would be Nodin as the
Hmm.
only benevolent elder god or
Yeah. Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But he is so unbelievably weaker than like
Mhm.
Cthulhu or Nyarlathotep. Even though he's a foil to Nyarlathotep, it's more like a playful inconvenience. Nyarlathotep could squash him.
Right. Right.
It's nothing.
And that's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I had enough crap in the real world. I'm not going to bring
Yeah.
worse shit into my games. I'll crank it up to like 9, maybe even 10.
Yeah.
But cranking it up to like 12 or 13 and breaking off the knob, not for me.
Nah. Like
Not for
you
me.
can have Lovecraft style stuff
Hmm.
as a game, but just don't focus on the outer gods, man. That's the problem with a lot of they do crank it up to where my favorite story that I've read of Lovecraft is The Rats in the Walls. I like that because we don't know what the rats are. We really don't. Um,
Hmm.
like the color out of space is another good one because these things aren't endlessly like commercialized like Cthulhu is. And Cthulhu isn't really scary anymore, you know? Because
Uh,
it's like a lot of fandoms don't treat things with reverence. They just commercialize it and mass market appeal it, and then that sanitizes it. Like most people who look at Thor, all they see is the Marvel comic, and there's so much more depth to him in the original mythology. You know, I was saying, yeah. How do you know there is a God now? Faith is based on. That's not true.
yeah,
Faith
all you have to I explain it like this because it's part of what got me back into the
theology.
whole when I see the media and the powers that be shit on the one thing that is seemingly, all about being good, and I see what they cheer for, I know
Yeah.
they are the enemy,
Oh yeah, no.
and
There
I
I
know
once
who my ally is.
the modern equivalent of Pascal's wager is, look, let's just say Christianity isn't true for hypothetical. Let's just for
Hmm.
hypothetical say it is better to believe that it is true than not to, because the alternative is far fucking worse.
Well,
It
it's like this. I've been studying game theory all my life,
mm.
but it's like this, like with the Fermi paradox and the dark forest. If you're familiar with that,
Oh yeah, I know this, yeah.
okay. Game theory and dark forest, postulate that.
You're a shot you're in the desert, you're in the jungle with a shotgun. Every
And,
rustle is either a tiger or a bunny rabbit.
and you're better off shooting no matter what.
Yep. If you have unlimited
And it,
ammo, it is better just to kill everything that isn't you.
and that would mean that it's the most logical thing you could do in life is to be the biggest scumbag and try to get away with as much as you possibly can,
Mm.
because there is no ultimate penalty other than the death penalty or life in prison, in which case you could just take your own life and you're out of the game. You don't have to worry about it. No pain, no problem, and you had a great,
Well,
disgusting life.
I mean, if
I
we
don't want to live
assume that,
like that.
I can give you some, like, you people might not take this as evidence, but I can tell you this one. I heard a story that a baby, given a modern YouTuber and what they did to their child with Down syndrome, which Lord have mercy upon them. That's all I can say. The mother was told, look, your child is going to be born with 2% brain, like basically the equivalent of about 2% of its brain's normal, like, size. Be
Hmm.
basically nothing, and says it would be better to terminate it now than let it live in suffering. The mother refused. By the time the child was about 2 years old, that 2% of brain percentage went up to 80%. It grew back, and it's like
Mm,
they can't explain it. They cannot explain how this happened, and it's like
that's
there are
awesome.
yeah, there are things. Imagine if that mother had, like, she probably is thinking, if I'd listened to that doctor, my baby would be dead. If I'd listened to my baby who was alive
Hmm.
and probably appreciates being alive, you know,
Right.
yeah,
On
it's
a
like,
literally everyday minute to minute basis.
yeah,
You know,
that child
they
gets to
made
live.
they made the right choice.
Oh yeah,
Unless that baby grows up to be a mass murderer or something like
but
that.
even then,
But
God will sort that out. God will sort that out.
I'm pretty sure that's highly unlikely because the
Oh yeah,
child was probably lavished with love and attention its whole
oh
life.
yeah, yeah,
That may very well be
and obviously taught with great
what
discipline as well.
stimulated
Love,
the healing.
yeah, you give love with some form of discipline. You can't just give them love, because then they'll turn into a narcissist. But I get what you mean.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
but I even, like, there was a video with Count Dankula, like, again, in
Well, no,
response to
it's
the
I was trying to grow some tomatoes, right?
right.
And it wasn't working out, and I was getting pissed. And the more I was getting pissed, like yelling at my tomatoes, the less they would grow.
Hmm.
Because I was being a dick about it. I was getting pissed, and someone said, hey, if you're nice to the tomatoes, they'll grow. So I tried being nice to them, and it didn't work. They knew who I was.
Yeah. But no, it's
They said, "Fuck
like,
you, we're not giving you no tomatoes, man." Uh,
let's give it time. All things in good time, my friend. But like, even
yeah.
like Count Dankula did a video in response to that YouTuber I talked about,
Mhm.
and he actually said something interesting, that when a child, like, when the egg is fertilized, right?
Mhm.
There's actually a light that just, the second that it happens. It's like,
Yeah,
gee,
I've seen that. I've seen that.
I wonder what that might be.
Right?
Hmm,
Well, I mean,
so weird.
scientifically, there could be some explanations,
Oh yeah.
but we don't. You know, I mean, there's so little great news these days that I'm gonna hang on to that one. Even though it's old news, I'm gonna
Yeah.
hang on to that
I
one.
never heard about
It,
this, man. That was the first time I ever heard about this. I was never
I'd
told
seen
this.
I'd seen it like a while ago.
Oh
And
yeah.
Omen, here's the problem. Same issue is that uh, in all Cthulhu stories and especially games, I know better. I know I'm in a world where there is it's pointless.
That's a cope.
It's
It's a
point-
cope argument, basically. There's no
I,
point.
I I would be better off serving the dark ones, just because that's the way the system's built. You will profit more if you just bend the knee and help bring about the world's destruction.
Yeah, if there is
Because
only
at
the
least for the
devil, if
temporary time that you exist, you
yeah,
will be, at the
if there
top
is
of the heap
only
instead of at the bottom.
if there is only hell and the devil and there is no God and Jesus in heaven, then like resistance is quite literally futile. It's like
And I don't want to be in games like that. I want there to be challenges and good versus evil, and it depended on the dice,
yeah.
for the outcome because it's a game.
Do you want
That's
to know?
part of the challenge.
Do you want to know
But
why that you think that way? It's because like every story, and life is a story written by God. It is a moral exercise. That's what Aristotle said. All literature, all stories are moral
Mhm, mhm.
lectures. That's all they are. You have to have good, you have to have evil, and you have to know
Take
which
care,
one is.
Stephen.
Yeah, see you later, man. And you have to know which one is which. You have to.
Mhm,
It's a Chesterton. I think he said that stories were never about convincing children that dragons are real. Children already knew dragons were real. Stories were there to teach children that dragons can be slain.
Yep, yep.
And he couldn't have said it better. Like it's
Mhm.
you know, but like I'm
And
playing.
sometimes you roll a one,
Yeah, sometimes yeah, better
and
better.
you're part of the story of the guy who eventually rolls the 20.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's not true, Omen. The first part I agree with, but the second part, the elder gods are ignorant of you and worshiping them. I don't believe that because of
no.
all the stories of the cultists, who without the cultists you wouldn't get the things coming into our world. You need the people, the bad guys, who open up the doorway, who let their daughter get
And
banged by
I would argue, I would even argue that if these creatures truly didn't care about you, why do they interact with us all the time? In these stories, why do they constantly interact with humans? They know what they're doing is wrong. They know this. They know what their mere presence, being in contact with humans, will cause them immeasurable suffering. And they when you say they don't care, you say it in a way that's like kind of numbed detachment, where they just like, oh well, that no, they're like, you're just an ant and I can do whatever I want to you. It's contempt. That's what they feel. It's not detachment, the way a scientist would look at a bacteria in a petri dish. They're someone who's doing a live vivisection on an insect, on an animal, and watching it suffer, and they say, yeah, I'm better than you. That's the difference.
Yeah.
It's
Otherwise, why would uh there why would there even be the rituals that
yeah,
would summon these things to our world?
yeah. It's like Nyarlathotep, and that even shatters it anyway, because Nyarlathotep, the only one you can actually make that argument for, maybe, is Azathoth, because he's described in universe as being brain dead, basically.
Mhm.
He's too powerful for his own intelligence. But when you
Well,
look at
what about the Dunwich Horror?
the
That
Dunwich
comes.
Horror, that one actually is just a child. It doesn't have a sufficient intelligence to
No, no, no,
understand
no.
what's.
But what I mean though is,
Oh,
the
Yogg-Sothoth.
woman who gives birth to that child
Oh yeah,
meets the deity because they do the nasty, and
yeah,
he impregnates her. So someone opened up the door so that she could get impregnated, and I'm
yeah.
assuming from memory that was one of her relatives opened up the gate and said,
It was her
"Here,
father. Yeah, it was her father. Yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
here,
Yeah,
here, here,
exactly.
bang my daughter, so we can bring about your
The
you-ness
apocalypse,
to our
basically. Yeah, the apocalypse,
right."
basically. Yeah.
Which
No.
uh, how freaking sickening is that?
Yeah. It's like you don't even want to. It's so depraved and so detached from the natural order of things. You don't even want to conceptualize how Yogg-Sothoth was even able to do this, because he's just like geometric shapes. Basically, that's all he is. He's just bubbles and squares floating in the ether. And then he
Mhm.
created this abomination in the Whately Boy and the Dunwich
Boys.
Horse. Boys, yeah, exactly. This when you see it described, I can't even fathom it. And even looking at the
I,
artistic
I I think I
renditions of
think
it,
the deities and demigods book that has the artwork, the
hmm
Earl Otis artwork, I think
yeah,
that's some of its finest work because he was able to conceptualize and visualize
Yeah,
and show us what these things look like in a semi comedic, but it would have to be that
it would
way.
have. Yeah, yeah.
That all. I mean, it was literally seeing that in the deities book because I got it at this place called Gemco.
Ooh.
I was like 12 or whatever, and I'm looking at it. And I'm going, okay, cool. It's a new D&D book. I don't have it. Cthulhu, what? And
Elric of
I'm like,
Malniboné. What's this?
oh, I didn't even know who H.P. Lovecraft was. I saw those images. And I'm like, what the shit is this? I want my players to fight this crap, you
Mm,
know. And then I started reading the books, and I'm like, okay, they're not going to fight this crap
there's
until
no
they're
way.
playing.
I mean, even in the, if I remember correctly, I don't know if it's in the modern Cthulhu book, but Spoonie, an old YouTuber, did a video series on an old, like when he ran Cthulhu. It's an older edition for like 10, 15 years ago, I'd say at this point. And like when Cthulhu rises, it just randomly like takes up like 1 to 3, I think, investigators automatically. They don't get a save, they don't get an attack, they just 1 or 2 or 3 investigators just automatically dies. It's like, I would just say there's no, if you're going to stat Cthulhu to the point where, he does all this and if you kill him he rises in like D10 minutes, it just say if Cthulhu rises you're dead. At that point it's just, it should be treated as um almost like if you draw, like I know this is a weird thing, but like in Yu-Gi-Oh, if you draw the 5 piece of Exodia, you just win the game. It should be that, but in the reverse. If Cthulhu rises, you're just dead. You just lose. There's nothing to
Yeah, I
counter.
mean, if I'm going to spend my time, kind of enjoying some of H.P. Lovecraft's work, because there is some stuff to enjoy.
Oh yeah.
I've got this other game called Cthulhu Wars that
Hmm.
makes that puts each player as one of the great old things, and you try to take over the
Right.
world. Um, that seems like a far more interesting way than to
You'd basically be
at
playing
the end of the
Amber
game.
Diceless. You basically playing Amber Diceless, but in the Cthulhu mythos, basically.
Kind of, but it's like a risky, like Risk or Axis and Allies war game where you're trying to take over,
Ah, okay, fair enough.
which that could be fun, provided you've got the right group of boys and girls around the table to make a bunch of really bad jokes, about that. Because I don't want to play a role playing game where that famous line from War Games keeps going through my head. The only way to win is to not play the game. I'm not going into a game that has even a snowball's chance of saying that to me. I would have been better off if I just took a nap than to play this game.
Hmm.
You know what I
Also,
mean?
with they, and by the way, Omen, not all of them just ignore you. Maybe Cthulhu at certain points does, but Nyarlathotep does, and that was the point I was about to drive at. Nyarlathotep is one of the most evil, if not the most evil, actual satanic evil entities in that universe.
Hmm.
He actively wants to cause you suffering. Like
Hmm.
he
Yeah,
he is,
Cthulhu only shows up the one time, and,
yeah.
and it's
He gets a
there's
headache and
no.
then, yeah, he just gets a headache and then just leaves. And the
Mhm.
point I'm driving at, like you say, they ignore you. The problem is that what I'm saying is they are intelligent enough to know that what their mere presence would drive people insane, and that is causing harm, and they do not care. They are in at best like contemptuously indifferent to your suffering, and at worst actively seeking it. The world is inherently nihilistic. They do not like you because you're their plaything. They, in a way, the way Lovecraft conceptualized the gods is like how the ancient Bronze Age people viewed their deities, their pagan
Mhm.
gods. They're not loving. And to
Yeah,
say that
I think that was
the point.
actually a big influence on Lovecraft because when he was writing, he was reading, and we can't help but surmise that he read a lot of the classics, and the
Yeah.
classics would have included things like that, and if we also know that he was an atheist, which means he probably he probably read the Bible and decided it wasn't for him and went elsewhere, looking elsewhere, and what he found clearly wasn't anything that was conducive to a happy life.
Yeah, I mean, like the fact though is that he was in close contact with Howard. They were great friends, and Howard aped a lot of ideas from Theosophy actively. He had even though he didn't believe as well, he was an atheist as well, self-admittedly, but he had more reverence for the Christian West than Lovecraft did. Like
Hmm.
just by the way he wrote like Mitra, which was the Christ analog,
Yeah.
um, like did that like even though he didn't make him anywhere near as powerful, obviously, but still, and Solomon Kane alone, he had reverence for the Protestantism that he was surrounded with. This is indisputable, but
Hmm.
like let's even consider like we go back to Lovecraft being a learned man. How can we say that the entities in the mythos aren't evil when one of them is literally called Dagon, a Phoenician god of blood sacrifice?
Hmm.
The Phoenicians, this is an actual god from the Old Testament.
Right.
The Israelites fought again. It might not have been the Phoenicians. I could be wrong, but it was the people Samson was dealing with. What were they? Was it the Phoenicians? It was some like it was one of the tribe of the tribes around there or the empires,
Okay.
and like that was a god that demanded human sacrifice. So why would he take that name and make it as
Other than maybe the
it
fact
sounded
that
cool?
not just that it sounded cool, but it sounded, or looked, on paper close to dragon, and
Yeah,
dragon, it sort of implies reptilian, non-human, massively powerful, you
entity. Yeah,
know,
yeah,
thing that it's like what his early, because Dagon was like one of his early works,
yeah.
so I could see, as a younger man, obviously having read some stories about dragons and coming up with this, this sort of, octopoidian, mythos of inexplicable creatures that are, scary, because that was his thing. He was trying to scare people with his writing, and make people think about, some of the worst things you could think about. I,
Yeah.
I can see it maybe, coming from that, as opposed to something specific like what you're talking about. But
Hmm.
it could have also been that, exactly what you said, because he was so well read for the time, and it wasn't until later on that he started, being able to get a hold of, the pulp magazines and work for them, and then be influenced as well by newer ideas and newer, not quite the new wave, because that would come later, but the predecessor to the new wave, whatever that, specifically was
Yeah.
called, I forget.
And
But
I just looked it up there. Yeah, Babylonian's a bit too far east. Omen, it was. I actually looked up. It's Syria,
oh, am I
Philistine.
missing some
So,
comment? Sorry.
oh yeah, no, it's fine. I have the chat up as well. I can see
No,
it.
no, I didn't.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Canaanite, yeah, cold iron. That's probably what I was thinking of. But I think it was the Syrians. So basically the Canaanites, essentially. And also, I will say as well, Omen, that just because it's alternate history doesn't mean that it wasn't like basically you can have an alternate history and say the word gravity, and if gravity works basically this, it's the same name and it functions basically the same, then you can't say, well, it's an alternate history, so it might be slightly different. If it's named Dagon
Mhm.
and it's worshipped by the same ancient people, even though it's a slightly different universe to our own, it's still
Mhm.
like it would just be that the ancient Syrians or Canaanites would have called this entity Dagon, but they still performed the blood sacrifice, and Dagon did nothing to stop them.
Philistines, what's up, Chris?
Do you
Yeah,
remember writing?
and I realize, obviously, it's alternate history, but it's like this. Uh, I can't imagine what it would take for me, except in a few circumstances, and I'll give an example in a minute, of why I would be possessed to create such an awful place. Uh,
Yeah,
now, now I do have a story game I'm working on. A story for an idea for a game, whatever.
right.
Of alien invasion, but it's more of, and it's very bad, like Falling Skies. We lose, kind of
Mm,
thing. But it's to see what kind of ideas and resistance the players would want to put up and you come up with to see if they could defeat, something similar to Falling Skies. I never saw the ending, so I don't know how it ended with Noah Wiley from ER fame,
Hmm.
uh, and to see if it's, if there's anything that could make sense, as how the last remaining survivors could maybe defeat the alien menace and take back their home world,
Right.
if that's even a feasible thing, or if it's something anybody be interested in playing. But even then, I would still leave hope and things like that, and I wouldn't make it so um, like
Godless, basically.
right. Like I was trying to watch The Walking Dead, and I made it through the first half of the
I'm
first
sorry.
episode, and it got to the little girl zombie, and I'm like, I'm out. If this is how hard it's going to be, I don't need this in me. I don't need this to influence my mind, my thoughts, my soul, whatever you want to call it. It appeared like this is just going to just go from awful to worse.
Oh,
Whatever
sorry.
that could be. I don't want.
Sorry, my
I don't
dogs are
want to be part
barking.
of it.
Sorry, my dogs are barking in the background. Sorry about that.
No, no worries, no worries. Dogs are great.
Yeah, yeah, no, no. But
Um,
the
so I
yeah.
gotta wonder, what drives people to seek out this type of darkness as entertainment.
Well, I would
Uh,
point out that like I had someone tell me a very good interpretation of what the zombie fiction is. Basically, what the zombie fiction is the stupid people outnumber the smart people, and every time you get it, like at the bite is, oh, that person became stupid and became part of the mindless
sure.
masses, and they are the ignorant. Like it's a very kind of a gnostic way of looking at it, where they're like, oh, they're the Hylics. They don't have the divine spark anymore, but I have the pneuma, and I
Mhm,
will go with the Godhead and the Pleroma. That's basically all they're doing. It's kind of it's
mhm,
essentially the I rid oh fuck, the world has ended and my ideology will rise from the ashes kind of stuff, and it's just a pure pride fantasy basically. And like I love me some zombie fiction, I do. I
mhm,
love the gothic setting, but the way modern people write zombies, it's not gothic, it's not interesting, and it's fundamentally just a mechanism of nihilism to be like, but aren't humans the real bad guys? Aren't we the baddies? It's like, no, we can be,
mhm,
but to say that there is a difference, right? I will say this, it's like based like by action versus by nature. A necromancer is evil, a zombie is worse. Just by the zombie's pure nature, it is evil, right? Because
mhm,
there is nothing good about it. A necromancer can be redeemed. It's incredibly
mhm.
difficult, and only
Or
God.
or you could tongue in
Yeah,
cheek here. You could be the Dr. Orpheus from the Venture Brothers, kind of a
kind of.
necromancer.
Exactly.
But
Yeah, you could
but
do stuff like that, yeah. But an
one in a
zombie,
million.
by its very nature, is completely corrupted. It is a thing beyond redemption. It's not good. It's a mockery of goodness, basically.
Mhm.
So,
Well, as for what Cold Iron says here, yeah, but like werewolves and vampires and things like that always, somehow lead you back to the mythos,
mm,
and it can't just be a vampire. It can't just be. It's somehow connected to. It can't be a werewolf. That werewolf is actually a curse from Cthulhu or something. Uh,
or the goat of the wood. Or, I won't say her name because it's a bit,
yeah.
Chub. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about. I'm not going to
Sure.
say because
Sure.
you might have a conniption.
No. 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 I whatever.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah.
And uh. There are other horror games out there I've played. I'm fond of, because it could just be an independent thing, you know. And I know, if you just go, well, okay, so that it's Satan, and I'm like, at least with that, it makes more sense that this weird thing goes to that, because it is literally like the source of all evil, as opposed to there's a whole bunch of sources of ultimate evil,
Yeah.
and they're all, they all got their own different thing going on. That's why I never really got
And
into
And here's the
like
other side of
chaos
this.
with 40K. It's like,
Yeah,
so you get these independent things that are the ultimate branch of evil. Well, who's their boss? Oh, they don't have like
chaos
one
itself,
boss.
arguably, maybe. But even then, like, and the thing is, in the lore, from what in later lore anyway, there are sections of the warp that even the chaos gods don't want to go. Like the deep
Hmm.
warp, they want to avoid it. But like,
Hmm.
and yes, Omen, that is actually very true. That is very, very true. But like with here's another thing that just kind of sprang to mind, like especially since you brought up 40K, why don't the Cthulhu entities just try and tear each other apart? Like if they don't care about anyone but themselves, and that's kind of what most people think, why do they have any kind of familial attachment? Why isn't like I know Hastur and Cthulhu hate each other, but why hasn't one of them just killed the other? Why?
Probably the same reason Geordi and Picard were never destroyed by the Borg.
Fair enough. Plot armor. Yeah, fair
Selling
enough.
action figures,
Yep. And
and
plus, to be fair, the beef between Cthulhu and one second.
Haster. Sorry. Are you implying that horror is low hanging fruit? Um,
Sorry about that. I got distracted. Horror stories are
Omen,
about evoking an emotion. Well, I mean, all stories are about evoking an emotion.
right? But if he's saying, the strong, like Lovecraft said, the strongest emotion is fear.
Fear of the
Um,
unknown. Yeah, yeah.
I disagree. I don't live my life in fear. Maybe he did, and I can see why he did. Being the sort of Ichabod Crane kind of guy,
Mm.
I could see where everywhere he went, he was reviled and distrusted
The fact that his
and
father
and, and
died young, and his mother was insane. Like like clinically, she was driven to a mental institution.
I could literally say the same things. My parents. I don't know if you know, but they were both in wheelchairs from polio. My mom was in and out of mental institutions, a drug addict, an alcoholic. My old man died at 44 of horrible post polio things. I don't live in fear. I live in with hope,
Oh, yeah,
a lot of anger, but not fear. I mean,
yeah.
you say that anger is based on fear. No, it's
Look,
like
even like Pope Leo.
frustration of not being able to, do the right thing because I'm at the age where getting up and doing certain things is getting harder.
Yeah,
Um,
but you
but
face it. Yeah, you face it. Yeah,
right, right,
I saw
and
I saw an Orthodox priest. Like someone was asking how to. So he was struggling with sloth, and the guy said, "Look, when people have actual like debilitating depression, just doing something is a victory. Brushing your teeth
yeah,
is a victory
yeah,
because then the
yeah.
next
I've
day,
heard that.
brush your teeth and take a shower, or and then the day after that is brush your teeth and shower and mow the lawn or whatever."
It is low.
So,
Okay, okay, Owen.
yeah, that's true. I mean, he's
But
not
maybe
wrong.
maybe that's why like one of my all time favorite movies of all time is What Dreams May Come by I forget who did it, but Robin Williams was in it. I think one of his finest performances as well. Amazing special effects, and it had a trip into hell, but then redemption, etc. That was a freaking phenomenal movie. If
I
you guys
would
haven't seen it,
say I would say slasher horror, like and this isn't to downplay that I don't like them because I like the Friday the 13th films. I like Hellraiser, the first one. Even though they are like cheap to make by today's standards, but
Hmm.
the um really real horror, like actual psychological horror, is incredibly difficult to pull off, and it is actually to pull it off, it is expensive. Like I know people wouldn't look at it this way, but the Passion of the Christ has some real surreal horror to it. Like it's actually like really terrifying, you know.
That was really good, Omen.
So,
I don't have that fear because I'm a prepper and I, prepare for all kinds of things. So when I leave the house, I've got a little Ziploc bag. Just saying, so I don't have
mm,
to worry about that one. What I do worry about is that the floor is going to be covered with
See,
piss.
Omen, I avoid this fear, and I'm not afraid of that because I never go number two in public. I only do it at home. You know,
That is
it's smart.
uh, yeah, yeah. These days,
When I know for a fact that there could be drug addicts who use those bathrooms, I don't want to put my backside anywhere near those toilets. Thank you very
mhm.
much.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you
yeah.
very
And,
much.
and Chris said if I mention a certain name two more times, there's a
Yeah.
25% will show up. That was
Oh,
funny.
yeah, that I
Um,
saw that. Yeah, yeah, that was funny. That was funny. I remember Old Man Henderson actually there was a story about that entity, and he was the only one who I think he was the last one to die, and he managed to kill that. I think he managed to kill that older god or defeat him. I don't know
uh,
how he put like I love that. I don't know how true that story is, but it is funny. I think it's still on YouTube. It's really funny. It's
what is the story? I'm
it's called Old Man Henderson. It's
oh
basically one
okay.
of those like 4chan like old D&D stories from like third ed or
Oh
something.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. And they went from third ed to Call of Cthulhu, and the guy Old Man Henderson was the only character in that campaign who began who survived from start to finish. It was oh, it
You
was
know what?
so
Cold Iron. I'm stealing that. I'm going to do that for one of the craft
Altoid
challenges.
tin. What is that? Altoid tin survival?
Okay,
What?
you know the Altoid mints.
I think so. I think
Okay,
so.
they come in this little metal box. They're really strong
Oh,
mint.
oh, I know those disc ones. I know what the ones you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They come in this metal tin. Well, you empty the tin of the candy and you clean it out and you use it and you fill it with like the tiniest survival items that you can think of: a lighter, a safety pin, a razor blade, maybe some aspirin. You know, little things like that. There's all kinds of videos on what to put in them for depending on what kind of everyday things you come across. Like maybe you have a screwdriver in it, or maybe you have a really small like Swiss Army knife in it,
Ooh.
that can
Well,
fit
yeah,
in the tin along
that's
with the
small.
lighter and maybe a little signal mirror or all kinds of sometimes people have they'll take electrical tape and they'll wrap it around something like the lighter so that you can peel it back off if you need a piece of electrical tape. You've got a little bit of electrical tape, you got a razor blade, you've got some
And
matches or a
that's
lighter,
I don't know
and you
if it's true that electrical tape still works with because tape was originally invented for World War II to quickly, like, and I mean very quickly, cover up wounds. I don't know how true it still is with modern tape, but if it is, theoretically, you could also use the tape to bandage a wound if need be. Now,
right
the tape would
and
be basically useless after that, but would you rather lose the tape or lose your life?
right. Well, you could also put one of these. You could easily fit a little bottle of super glue in
Oh, yeah.
in one of those Altoid tins with a lot of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the challenge is how many items you can fit in an Altoids tin. Like yeah, like you could put a fishing, a little bit of fishing line, a hook, maybe a little sinker, and that that would take up about as much space as a paper clip. You
Basically,
know,
yeah. Yeah.
and for that emergency, you're just always prepared. And you
Yeah.
carry it in one of your pockets. You got this little tin. It's full of stuff, and if you do it right, it won't even rattle and make noise. Um,
Yeah, yeah. That's the one thing about America I kind of appreciate. Like American culture is just because you guys were trailblazers and trying to survive. Like your ancestors were trying to conquer this land for like the better part of 200 years. It really set in the mindset of prepping. It really did because if you didn't if you went on the trail with nothing with and you weren't
you
prepared, you were
died.
fucked. You were fucked. You were so dead. You were dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I can appreciate
And
that.
that's why I'm like I've done a big series on and I do prepping videos and things like that because I grew up uh, with as a Boy Scout. Okay, I love that. I'll share that with you guys later. Cold
Yeah.
Iron. As a matter of fact, throw that in my Discord, will you? It's just like it looks. You know what a sprue is, right? For model kits.
I vaguely I think I do.
Okay,
Yeah, I think I
okay. This is a sprue. The pieces that a model kit is on the skeleton, if you will.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Right.
Okay. Imagine one of these, but it's made out of metal, but on it are various blades and little mini thin tools that you can
Oh,
punch
I know what
out.
you're talking about. I think I've seen those. Yeah, I think I've seen those
I'd
before. Yeah,
never
yeah.
seen it. He just sent Cold Iron just sent it to me. It's got like an arrowhead and a saw blade and all that stuff. And if obviously you guys can't do that in the
Yeah.
UK because anything sharp is
I know.
is a no
Well,
unless you're.
the Irish laws I don't think are that bad on knives, but they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad.
Well, unless it's anyways. Not going to get into that because that will just make
Yeah.
me furious.
Oh
Um,
yeah, given what's going on, like there's this one politician who's actually trying to stop the grooming gangs, and I saw, man, I was so infuriated. This Prague podcaster who kept asking him questions and interrupting him said, but you said this, but what about that? You're just basically you're just la heckin' racist and dead. And it's just like, oh my god, dude, just you just
I,
don't care. You don't care. You would rather your country turn into a third world hellhole than ever concede that you were wrong.
I'm about this far from just leaning into the full racism,
Oh God.
and knowing that I'm being manipulated to do so, but being like, well, got two choices.
The
Okay,
best
I
thing you
guess
can do,
you want
the
to choose
best,
violence. Let's choose
the
violence.
best thing you can do, it's like there are people out there like especially on TikTok, and my friend told me the best thing you can do, right, in moments like that is to just walk away.
I know,
Because
I know.
if you're being played, like people are trying to treat you like a lol cow or to manipulate you like that, it is
Mhm.
best never to rise to their bait. It's never. I speak from experience. Never let anger rule you. It's never good. It's just it just makes
Yeah,
you.
but it's one of my favorites.
Oh, I know, and it's who in the world, Christ does not hate you for feeling anger at injustice. That's not what we're talking about. Being ruled by your anger is the problem.
Yep,
But
yep, and that's why I do actually pay attention to some people that are pushing that sort of thing, and like, no, you're missing the point, man. You're missing the point. Not a weapon in Georgia unless it's over 12 inches, I believe. So basically, a short sword. That's awesome. Uh,
oh
uh,
yeah. Oh
that's
well,
one of the reasons.
it,
I mean, why I
it,
got to get out of California because you
yeah.
know, I just growing
Why?
up
What
before.
you don't like the fiery but mostly peaceful protests? I thought they were like a national treasure at this point.
Yeah, 4th of July is right around the corner, but I
Mm,
want it up in the sky, not
not
on
on the
the 7
ground.
Eleven.
Not next to the hobos. That would be nice. You know.
Well,
You don't
I
want
don't want to see, I
you
don't
don't
want to
want
see,
you don't want
poor
to
guys
you don't want,
catch on fire, but
you
well,
don't want the drug houses to all catch fire. It's bad enough that Missouri has to deal with that
if
shit.
everybody gets out first, I'm okay with that. And they
Yeah.
don't take anybody else's place, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
As a matter of fact, I mean, I've seen, working in construction and whatnot, I've seen places that really should be burnt to the ground just for the betterment of society and just start over because even the wood is going to be saturated with
With
things
mold and stuff. Yeah.
worse. But yeah,
Oh, yeah. But I mean, I even
you
saw
don't
like
want that.
yeah,
You
oh
don't want that.
no. You don't want asbestos or any illicit chemicals up in the atmosphere. You don't want
I meant bodily fluids, but okay.
I was thinking drugs and bad construction material. I didn't
No,
want
no, no. Yeah, right.
there's a reason why
You're
God
welcome
sent.
for that one.
Oh yeah, thanks. Well, I mean, they actually recently they actually found some credence that what caused the destruction because they think they found Sodom and Gomorrah, the actual cities, and they
Mhm.
think I think it was Inspiring Philosophy who I saw the video on that it was actually possibly a meteorite that detonated a kilometer above the Earth and just blew the entire city up because there's like evidence of mass concussive force like lightning glass and everything and it's just
Mhm.
like clay literally just crystallized, it turned to glass. It's
And you got to ask yourself. I mean, what are the odds that that was just a non-divine event?
no, God pulled the Thanos and just said let's throw a stone at it. And
Well, no, taking the other side, argument because it's hysterical. The odds that
are
that a certain
so
place is going to get hit with a certain thing at a certain time
because
because
of
of a
the
certain
reason. Yeah,
behavior.
yeah.
It's like it's you're basically building, the Drake's equation of degeneracy, and consequences and
Everything's random, yo. It all doesn't matter. And it's like, uh-huh. And then God goes, I'll just drop a penny on it. And then you get a
hold my
nuclear
beer.
yeah, you get a nuclear bomb out of it. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. You don't want to roll the dice on stuff like that,
Yeah.
you know? And it's just it is fascinating, but I'm just saying, God has sent a message that fire is good for cleaning, shall we say. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, primitive man knew that you could cauterize a wound, and
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, that's a crazy idea. Like, okay, guys, bleeding out, it's bleeding out, sitting by the campfire, bleeding out. I got
Mm.
an idea.
No, it's gonna hurt like a bitch, but
But
again,
you might live.
you might live. I mean, and yeah, what's even
I
funnier?
was not going to touch that cold iron.
Well, I
Um,
mean, it's interesting that they chose this month, the 6th month for that one, but it's even deeper than that because that's also for Catholics, the month of the Sacred Heart of Christ. You know, Corpus Christi is on that month. Gee, I wonder why they're so fixated on that particular parade and not the Christian one. That's so weird, isn't it, son? It's just so weird.
I mean,
Gee.
it's like this. Um, at some point, some level, you have to see that some people, not saying who, because even I don't know exactly, but there
Mm,
are people, powers that be, if you will, that are like trying to in your face, or at least in certain people's face. Other people that they don't care if they notice or whatever, but they're not idiots that design these things. These counterculture revolutions, if you will. Um, they know what they're doing, and if you're up on things and you recognize what they're doing, and if you're not, you might still be able to recognize that some of these things aren't healthy and not
pardon.
conducive for society in
Mm,
general. um, to the point where if you start scratching the surface a little more, it becomes either obvious, or they're trying to make it seem like it's obvious, just to rile people up who are
I mean,
of
I
that
saw.
persuasion. Why would they want to go to all that trouble instead of maybe try to come up with a legitimate argument to justify their actions, which I don't condone. But instead of like going one way, why not just try to use logic and science to back up your
This,
degenerate behavior,
your
unless that the point
disposition.
is
Yeah.
to be literally degenerate for the sake of being degenerate, in which case that borderlines on technical insanity, which borderlines on you've earned yourself a nice padded cell for at least a 72-hour observation.
Oh yeah. No, it's. I don't agree that the people running the societies that we have are as competent as people think they are. I genuinely, and here's my reasoning, because a lot of people like to say that, oh my God, they're so Machiavellian and they're so intelligent. They are four-dimensional chess. There's nothing we can do, and it's like that is a way for you to abdicate responsibility. Because if you can't do anything, you can just shrug your shoulders and say, well, it's out of my hands, nothing. But if you could have done something and chose,
Janet, what's happening?
what's up, Janet? But if you could do something and you chose not to because you abdicated this responsibility, you are complicit in the ruin. And I'm just saying, never concede territory to the enemy. If you can in any way,
Well, if Sun Tzu taught us anything, land is number one.
oh yeah, absolutely. Which is why they're so desperate on selling it and depriving you of ever owning it. I mean, I think there was actually one Chinese technique. Um, Speaking of Sun Tzu and that period, that the Chinese would actually force their men to fight with a river at their back, because if you make them fight. Oh, hey James, been a while, brother.
That's your fault, not mine.
Yes, it is. It's entirely my fault, dude. How's yourself?
How? Not a hello, not a how you doing. That's it.
No, I just, yeah, fuck you.
I'm very happy to see
Yeah, I know. I'm just being an asshole.
Hibernian. I
Uh,
mean, I've
yeah,
actually mentioned like where'd that guy go? But then again, I know that half of your island's burning too. So,
yeah.
but anyway, what were you talking about with Sun Tzu?
Oh, I'm something that there was the Chinese during the war, at least in the warring kingdoms period, they would try and position their armies with the river at their back, because if they basically it would spur the soldiers on to keep fighting, because if they tried to retreat, they'd go into a raging rapid with heavy armor on and drown. So
Right.
it was just a way to make sure that they didn't get any ideas of running away. And the Romans kind of did something like that with the triumvirate, or the triarii, the third rank in their army of veterans, that basically they had the longest spears, so that if anyone got any funny business about running away, the veterans would be there to keep them in
Thanks, Janet.
line. Yeah, like the commissars, basically.
We're trying to just
Yeah.
be ourselves and have.
This is just how guys talk, dude. This is how we do. You know. We do be
Yeah,
like this.
Shadow never thinks of Rome.
Yeah, that's a shame.
He's
One
been
day,
disconnected from his manhood and his culture.
Oh yeah,
Don't-
that's it.
don't
That's it.
don't worry. We'll get him a nice baptism. He'll find a nice Italian lady, and we'll get him into the
You
Italian
don't
sauce.
get more Catholic than freaking a Mexican, and he's
Yeah.
already handled
That's
all that.
well,
so.
no, that's true, but they do have an occultism problem. You know, like
Right, the Santeria and all that other voodoo
Marte,
shit.
yeah.
Oh.
Dude, I actually saw Sean Ryan, the podcaster, talk to a pastor about how drug dealers will smuggle drugs in the statues of the Blessed Virgin, and I'm like, ooh,
Smart idea. I mean, I
Yeah,
hate
but
to be that guy.
it's
Well,
sacrilegious.
believe it or not, depending on where you go, sometimes those statues are made entirely out of those substances and just painted over.
Oh God. Oh, I'm
I
just
know,
saying.
I know.
I'd rather, if it were me, like, deal drugs and use the Blessed Virgin to do it, or get the cartels pissed off. I'd rather just face the cartels, to be honest. Because if I, you don't want to you don't want to insult God by mocking his mom. I'm just like, I'm not going to roll those dice, man.
Just going by like how us, especially knowing James here, how your mom jokes went over. This is like a whole new exponential level, of
It's
But
like
we all
ass
know for
falling
Gen
down on
X,
you.
Gen
Yeah.
X, we didn't talk shit about moms. when
Yeah,
we
it's
were
like
kids.
imagine telling a yo mama joke to someone with access to the nuclear codes. You don't want to roll those dice, man. You
Yeah,
really,
you never
really
know.
do. You never know. The high priest.
Yeah,
of
I mean, we were just talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. You're literally begging for that kind of response. Just saying.
How you doing, Janet? Long time no see. Except I saw you the other
Janet
night.
always pops in to say hi.
She does, and I always make sure to say hi back.
Which is one of those great things about this weird little community we've created or found or whatever adopted. Because we lots of us have absolutely every reason to not pay attention to each other when they're doing their thing. We could just say, "Oh, I'm busy. I can't watch TM James show." Because like I'll put it on even if I can't chat, and sometimes I'll be listening and don't chat because I know if I say howdy, folks, I'm going to get guilted into showing up, and I will not be able to finish whatever task I'm doing. Like the other day, I
If
was
you're on my
mowing
show,
lawn.
you know that's going to happen.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Right. So I'll just lurk. I always say hi in Janet's show because I know she'll never say, "Oh, hey, Shadow, here's the link." Just cause.
You know what's even funnier? What's even funnier, Shadow, is that now that you've said that straight to James' face, he's gonna go, "Hey Shadow, hey Shadow, hey Shadow, hey Shadow."
Yeah,
over
like
and over.
I'll just see the numbers and I'll be like, Shadow, I know you're there.
He's like Jason Voorhees in the closet, or just sharpening the machete.
Shadow, you should be happy that I always try to get you on the show.
Yeah.
Not everyone gets that treatment.
Same here, man.
Yeah, it's all
There are a few, but not everyone.
Yeah.
Like Janet can always come on the show. You can always come on the show. He used to come on the show all the time, and then
I know, right? That's what
he
I was saying.
vanished.
it was
But
just I don't know.
uh,
I just think things just got so hectic, and
No,
hey,
I believe it.
now that you've reared your head, I have hopes of
And there's
bringing
cold
back
iron.
the appendix and book
oh
club.
yeah. That's something I'm gonna get back into.
A certain Canadian Austrian is no longer
One sec there.
in the
I
huh.
think I'm getting called for something. I'll be right back. Just 2 seconds there.
Okay, no worries.
A certain Canadian Austrian. Oh man, he actually made up with me and told me he wasn't mad at me anymore. And I was like, all
Well,
right. So he was mad because I guess I'd implied I was his dad, and he got over it. And I told him he should be proud. I'm pretty awesome, so
I'm
you
just
can do
saying,
worse.
Worse
But
fates could befall him. It could be Tyrone.
he is not a bad guy if he would just calm the hell down.
Well, there's a lot. Again, not going to talk about people when they're not here, and I don't want them to be here. So let's move right along, shall we?
Moving right
Um,
along.
I'm
Thing
noticing that
is,
shirt you're wearing. That's actually a hella unique shirt.
that's Blood Angels.
No, I totally know that, but I mean, the way that it's got like the things on the arms, like
Oh
here,
yeah, it's made to look like cauldrons.
Oh, totally. I mean, it's one thing to have a T-shirt, with the logo, even on the shoulders, on the chest, on the back, or whatever. But they went full on, and I mean, you could wear that a lot of places, and people would not even bat an eye. But those in the know would see that and
Yeah,
be
the
like,
40K
"Hey,
nerds, no.
right, like which shirt I'm wearing, you know."
Well, I mean, yours is pretty straight up.
Right, and
It's
and
like,
just the other day, uh, we were at Jackie's graduation, and I was wearing the Warlord T-shirt, Travis Morgan, DC Comics, and some kid, I mean, like he couldn't have been but 17, 18 max, years, was walking with his girlfriend in the parking lot. It's like, hey, cool shirt. I'm like, yeah, Warlord, man, old school. He's like, yeah. He kind of knew the comic book. Maybe he didn't, but he still like saw the artwork and it's freaking Travis Morgan and Tara.
Sorry, that's
Damn, um,
well,
it's actually one of my favorite T-shirts because the art
I
is so
think
stunning.
Shadow that a lot of younger kids are going and looking at older things.
Yeah. We've
feel
been
that
noticing that.
a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just hope they
just
they
read
they
more
take the
Conan.
good and leave the bad. You know what I mean?
Read more
There, there's
Conan.
some so there's some things, some trends I'm noticing that I'm like not really happy about. I get it. I don't think I don't. I totally understand with the way the world is doing things. Like in your country, DK, and
Mm,
elsewhere abroad. I can't help but notice these things, and
Shadow,
certain
I wasn't
trials that
trying
are
to
all
get
going.
deep. I was just commenting on the fact that a lot of the young guys I know are listening to our generation's music and
oh
content.
yes.
And it's awesome. It's awesome. There are a lot of things. It's like us. We. I don't know about you, but like musically, I've been listening to things I didn't listen to that technically like anything from the '70s. Should be considered before my time, even though I was alive in the '70s, right?
Oh,
There's no reason why, other than the fact that
You were like 2 or 3 in the 70s.
yeah.
well, I was 10 in '77, so I heard a lot of AM
Really?
radio growing up, a lot of Eagles, things like that. But normally, most people, from what I understand, the music that they listen to in their teenage years is the music they will continue to listen to for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Cold Iron, hold on, I'll send you the damn link.
I
I
mean,
just saw that message.
even like I picked up the Warriors recently, the actual film, and it
Okay.
still holds up, man. Like that film is so good, better than
Mhm.
most of the crap that we deal with now, man. It's just,
Mhm.
oh man.
And so I've been listening to bands that like I knew were around, in the '70s and '80s, but I didn't listen to them because I
Mm.
was listening to other stuff. And I'm like, well, I have heard every Blue Oyster Cult song like 100 times. Favorite band, but I don't listen to them every day anymore. Like maybe not even, maybe sometimes a whole year will go by and I don't put in one of their CDs
Hmm.
because I'm kind of burnt out. But there's stuff from that era, or maybe a little bit before that's still good. It's like old video games.
Oh
How many
yeah,
old video games do we have in our collection?
I
Cold
don't think.
Iron. How many old video games you got in your collection?
How old we talking?
I literally sold every video game I ever had. I quit them all at once.
Okay, but when you did, how many were 10 years or older?
Oh God, tons.
Okay, why?
Because I'm kind of a pack rat. I just keep things,
No,
even
no, no. I
when I
mean,
didn't play
why
them.
why did you still have them in your collection? Were they still good?
Oh
Could you
yeah,
still
perfectly fine. Yeah.
you could still play them and they were still fun, is what I mean.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Like my first PS2 stopped working and I borrowed my brother's and I recently got a more functional one, and I'm playing all the old PS2 games like Final Fantasy X. I think I got Drakengard recently and it's a lot of fun. You know,
I believe it or not, I have 2 or 3 PlayStation 2s still.
nice.
I don't have a PS1. I never had a PS3. I got a PS4. I probably won't buy the 5
Don't
because
bother. I have one. It's not worth it. It's too expensive. The game, and there's a constant joke. If you keep hearing the joke that Astrobot was the first game Sony ever made, if you're hearing stuff like that about the PS5, there's not enough games on it. It's not worth it. It's
no.
not worth it.
Yesterday, my son was playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, I think it was yesterday or the day before,
Oh,
on the Xbox.
the original one.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, that game was my childhood, man. I
It's
love
it's
those games.
still freaking great.
They're
It's
so
still
good.
great. It's still
I actually have them
playable.
on, get them on Steam.
There's
You can get them both on Steam, the original ones. They're still there.
I recently reset up my fireplace man cave room where the PlayStation 4, the Xbox, the 360, and a DVD player are all perfectly now set up. You can't see any cords. It's spotless. Push a
Mhm.
button and you're ready to go.
When we're remodeling the house soon, like in like the next year or two, and when I get my room done, I'm just gonna remodel the whole thing and just be like, this is a den. My bed's going somewhere else, and I'm just gonna have my games and my PC, and I'm gonna go there for 5 hours a day, and I will not be disturbed. That's it.
I haven't played a video game in years, but I
Yeah.
still wanted to have them set up because Jackie just graduated. We're going to have some summer, vacation before he goes off to college. Oh, speaking of which, he took his ASVAB last night, got a 90%. So not bad, not bad. Which is
Not
weird
bad.
because he ranked his highest rankings were Navy Coast Guard.
It's interesting.
I know. Yeah, I would have thought it would have been Air Force because he was doing JROTC in the Air Force.
Coast
But
Guard is not easy to get into, and it's a
well, we
very
live in
small branch.
California, so he might have that going for him. Just saying. But at the same time, I don't want him
I will
to
resist
do
the
that.
obvious. I will resist the obvious Air Force joke. I'm not going to say anything. You know.
He made
I
major.
honestly, if my opinion mattered at all, I would tell Jackie to go Coast Guard before anything else.
Really?
Actually, I think his
Yeah.
lowest grades were or lowest scores were in the Air Force, highest Navy Coast Guard. But from what he was talking about, he's highly considering just Army
Hmm.
National Guard, and that'll probably be it.
Well, as smart as he is, just tell him not to join as an infantryman.
Mm,
Tell him to
yeah.
do something like mission or something like that.
Hmm.
Get out.
Yeah. The Battlefront 3 game. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but is that like Battlefield 1313 or something? I don't remember.
I don't know. I was talking Star Wars. He does play Battlefront on the PlayStation 4. It looks
Mm.
neat, but
I
I just
played
I'm not.
I played the free version of Battlefront, like the PS4 version. I was like not impressed, to be honest. It's just it's not the same, and it never will be.
Mhm.
That era of gaming is kind of dead, and we need a video game collapse to bring it back. So it's like, meh.
At least like story and play value, not without any message. Just forget about all that crap. You know, just make games that don't have any of that crap in it, so you can sell more to everybody. Because you're not, make your game to where anybody, any Tom, Dick, or Harry can pick up the game and go, "Hey, this is actually freaking fun." Instead of, "Yeah, this game was cool until now I'm done."
Yeah.
I
No, I don't
if I
care
hear
what you
any of
have to
that
say.
crap,
Yeah.
it turns me off. It's like I don't care.
Unless
I,
it's
I,
like this game series was good until they went mass market or something, or they changed it fundamentally, then that's fine. But if you're like the depiction of so and so group is, you're done. Bye bye. Don't care. Shut
oh,
up.
you meant the Star Wars game? Yeah, I heard that too.
Yep.
But I think those platforms kind of were on the way out anyways, and they kind of just wanted to make it for a bigger and better online kind of
Yeah.
platform, which you can't blame them. That's a lot of freaking money going into uh, that stuff. And
There's James, a true Hyperborean, drinking his milk.
Yeah. No lactose intolerance over here, guys.
Yeah, he's pure. He's the pure Scandinavian blood.
Well, actually, mostly Germanic.
Yeah,
Close enough, though.
Close enough. Close enough.
I wish I knew
I'm
for sure.
60%
Other,
Germanic,
other
and then
than the Irish,
16% Scandinavian.
the Irish half on my mother's side, I know what's what, to an extent. There's Irish, Scottish, and English, on that side. I know that for a fact.
Well, the thing about the Irish is they will literally sleep with it.
Oh yeah,
right.
We will
But
shag our way into
own,
anyone's society. It's
on
how
the old man side, I have no clue. Literally, the stories are not good, no matter how you slice it.
Mm.
How can
It could be anything
your
from
ethnicity
Ukrainian,
not
Russian,
good? What were you like, a
to
cannibal?
German, and everything that I was ever told makes it sound like they were hiding something. I don't know
Yeah.
what, but the fact that they came here in the 30s or 40s, I think it was.
Oh, geez,
I
what
got.
could they have been hiding?
Oh
I can't
God.
imagine.
Uh,
But
Why do you
well, I mean,
even
I can.
care?
But
Vampire.
I know for a fact I have
Yep.
ancestors that fought on basically 3 sides of World War II. I don't care.
mm.
I had German ancestry, Russian ancestry, and of course, good old American ancestry. And they were all out there duking it out. So I mean,
I'm gonna say, dude,
what
is
it
that
is.
the beauty of our theology is that it kind of matters what they used to do, but ultimately, you shouldn't let it define you.
Nope.
well, that for me, uh, that's why
Except for Shadow, you should definitely let it define him.
I used to always say I was a Californian, but now I'm not so proud of that. So I'll just go with I'm an American.
California used to be the most kick-ass state in the union for a while.
And I was there. I saw it. I literally saw it. And
It was
Jackie still thinks it is. And to
That's
a
true.
certain extent,
Kentucky still thinks it is the best Commonwealth.
California still has a lot of things going for it, and if they cleaned up the piss and the shit and some other things, it would be the crown jewel of the planet.
there's this big place with this word written in white letters. That place. If we could just kind of clean that place up a little bit, that would be real nice.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I'm in 100% agreement. I was actually
Wow.
I was really excited when I was hearing, and mind you, this was a while ago. I don't know what happened since that Georgia was trying to make the next version of that, but with different values.
Hey, Georgia is on my mind.
Look, if Georgia can make a Hollywood,
And it's hot as fuck.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh,
that's something it shares in common with California, so it's already there. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm just saying, if
Squirrel.
What's happening,
It
Squirrel?
is. Hold on, my Georgia friend. It is 90 degrees down here, and that is mostly cloudy. 90 degrees.
Yeesh. Oh God, that's like 30 degrees Celsius, dear Lord.
If I didn't live kind of close to a coast where we have a massive Gulf Stream, I mean, it would be unbearable.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
It's a balmy 79 degrees here.
mm, that's more tolerable to what the Irish can do without air conditioning. You know,
Mhm.
Well,
get any?
that's the
Oh
beauty of
yes.
California. California has a beautiful climate
Oh
depending
yeah,
on where you live.
yeah.
But we will, by the weekend we will be up at 96.
Well, you live in the high desert. You get what you deserve.
Oh,
I'm actually I love it. I love hot weather.
Yeah,
I hate the hot weather, man. I hate the heat.
Well, yeah, I was so happy when I went to Kentucky, Hibernian, because it was kind of warm during the day, like 70 plus,
Ugh.
Mhm.
but every night it dropped to 40.
Oh, that sounds
Mhm.
divine.
So as soon as that sun set, the temperature just said, and then my wife is all cuddled up in blankets, all like rolled up like freaking cocoon.
Dude,
I'm
I
on there just in my underwear. I was like,
Dude, I remember one time my sister like had the heating on, two fires going in the house. She had pajamas, a blanket, a bathrobe, and fluffy socks on. And I'm sitting, and she's with other people, so the breathing and the body temperature raises it again. And I'm sitting in the other sitting room on my own in shorts and a t-shirt, going, "Kill me, kill me."
I'm telling you.
It's I don't know what it is. Every woman, really every woman I ever met, always complains about the cold. And I'm just sitting in the cold going like, really? This is moderate. I barely feel this. And
I
Yeah,
then
wish you were wrong.
I don't do cold weather very well.
ugh,
Since my back injury, if a certain part of my back gets cold, I end up having spasms, and then that'll, you know, not
that's just
rip
because the
something
muscles are
loose.
that's because the muscles don't have like contraction or good circulation, dude. That's
Yeah.
understandable. Oh,
Mhm.
the humidity. Oh, dude, it's like that meme. It's not the heat that gets you, it's the humidity. The
Yeah.
humidity makes it so much worse.
Where I live, it can literally be uh, 80 to 90 degrees when the sun is completely down. Um,
Ugh.
and yeah, that's a little rough. I do prefer it to be, a little cooler for, when it's time to go to bed. But during the day, man, I can do 120. Not as well as I used to, but I definitely uh, prefer warm weather.
Yeah, I'm 62 here, but also yeah. And the thing is, when like I've met Polish, like a few Polish people who agree. Like when I was in college, he said, "Man, it's like temperature wise colder in Poland, but it's a dry cold. In Ireland, when it gets cold, it's wet. So it's almost like you're it's like hypothermia. It like seeps into your bones.
Yeah.
It's because people don't realize that Ireland is like 80% swamp.
Oh yeah, pretty much, dude. It's
It's
like
like
all
it's like mostly swamp with some hills.
it's bogland surrounded by ocean. It sucks. I love my country, but that's when if it's anything other than mild, it's gonna suck.
Yep,
Oh,
that's my state. I love my state, but
okay, okay.
it gets
DK,
nuts.
I gotta ask you, what
Go
do you
for it.
think of Garin?
Garen.
You
I
mean the
don't
demon lord of the third level of hell?
No, no, with a G. Not
Oh
That
the
is
Garion?
I'm
with the
the
G.
I'm
Garyon.
delicious guy.
I don't
I'm
The
know
who?
delicious.
oh I don't know this. I've never heard of this. I'm gonna be
He's
serious. I'm
he's an Irish guy. He does these short videos, and then he ends it with, I'm
Oh
delicious.
Garen! Garen! Oh follow me. I'm delicious. I used
Mhm.
to watch him. He was okay. Like I think he was fine.
I just caught his rendition, because he's also a bit of a musician,
Mhm.
of the Highwaymen. I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah. He's got talent.
Yeah,
There's a reason why he got sponsorship from Fanta and he won awards and stuff. You know, it's he has the talent, you know.
Mhm.
there is this Irish guy I watch, but he's like a super goth.
Super
Like
goth.
like he paints his face white and he
Jake
wears.
Monroe.
Yeah, I watch him. He's
I
pretty
don't know that
wild.
he's Irish. Is he Irish?
He said he's Irish. He's got pictures of himself standing somewhere.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know if it's
I
Ireland,
know
but
who he
I
is.
think he's Northern Irish though.
Probably Jake Monroe.
He's a bit of a hardcore racist though. A little more than I can stomach because I married a
Well,
Mexican woman. And
it's
for
all in
that's
context. I mean, when he's talking about the that one guy getting stabbed, yeah, it might sound like he's a bit of a racist, or it
Is
well,
might
it
just sound like
no.
he's
What I
pissed
mean is
off.
like
is it
it's
spelled
like this.
Munro? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, most
Oh,
of the
yeah.
videos I watch, he's just making fun of goth chicks on YouTube.
I guess a friend of mine sent me one of his videos and I checked it out, and the whole race trader, race mixing and stuff. It's like, so
He
what? My
said
kids
race
don't.
mixing. I've never heard that, but I
Yeah, oh
believe
yeah,
him.
he's a big. He hates that shit, and I'm like,
Like,
yeah, you lost me on that, man. What am I supposed to do? Like, turn my son over to the firing squad? Fuck you.
I think to be
That
as charitable to people like that as possible. It's like there are people who might be angry that they're basically trying to erase the ethnicity of their people, and so
Mhm.
there's this harsh overreaction, right?
Yep,
Not that
I
I'm
guess.
condoning against miscegenation, but it's like you can understand why people would be so mad when
It's a
they're
pendulum.
when they're trying to push almost like this dysgenic lifestyle through miscegenation, and it there's a
Right.
natural
Unfortunately, that
there.
leads to one thing, and ultimately, if you went with that, and that you should never, everybody should stay segregated. You know what happens, right?
Inbreeding.
Well, that's that.
The Russian Empire conquers all of the East.
Oh
Thank you.
God. Oh
And
God.
not maybe not quite them, but
Or
the
the
inevitable.
Mongolians run amok
Oh
and conquer all of
no.
the West.
Oh no.
Inevitably, one country, one race, whatever you want to call it, will have to win and annihilate everybody else.
My
They will
stance on
have
it
to.
is my stance on it
A
is
1,000 years in the future, whatever it is,
yeah.
they will have to see the logic that their people must be the only people to survive, and they must take over the entirety of the world, and then you get the inbreeding to a point where
Yeah.
you're no longer sustainable.
My stance on it is simple. We are all children of God, made in his likeness and image, so we're
Made in
inherently
his
valuable.
likeness and
But
image.
we are all born in the countries we are for a reason, so as to consecrate the land and its people to God. So you don't want to start muddying it up too much with other people too much.
Yeah,
Obviously let other people in. Obviously let other
but
people in. But
yeah, but I for 99% of my life, I have never been attracted to white women. Just
no, that's whatever. That's fine.
Well,
I
I
can't
mean,
help it,
I
man.
dated
Can't help it.
I married a Puerto Rican. So what the hell are you talking about?
Dude, if I could, I'd marry
And
a
if she's Puerto
Japanese woman.
Rican,
I
that
find
means she's
Japanese
at
women
least a
attractive.
quarter
I do.
black.
I absolutely find Japanese women attractive. I'm just like, whatever.
You hear
I
me,
mean,
Shadow?
I truly think that someday in the far future, if things don't go a certain way, as per like Revelations or something, that someday we'll all have mixed so much that we're these short little gray guys with big black eyes, and that's we'll all be that.
we'll be the
Um,
cannibalistic Neanderthals in the cave, James.
no, we'll be
Morlock.
the alien, the aliens, the gray aliens.
Oh God. Yeah, I've seen enough of Doctor Rip or Professor or
You know
Exorcist
what?
Chad Ripperger talk about the gray aliens that I do not want that.
I'm
That's
going to tell you something
I,
here.
I,
I don't
I'm
believe
saying
that
that again, tongue in cheek, because I don't think that's what would happen
oh, it's
if
like I
you
think
like.
James wants to say something there. What were we trying to say, James?
I was just saying what Shadow's thinking, I don't think will ever happen.
Mm.
I know,
Because if it could happen, it would have happened.
Oh yeah.
maybe.
There's been enough like ethnic mixing throughout all of history that I mean,
Dude, like the word
I think we're on our way to something.
like
I
the
don't know
word
what it is.
Arab. I'll give you an example, Shadow. The word Arab literally means to darken. And they wouldn't use that verbiage on them if they were
where'd
already.
Tyler go? He
Oh,
just get out of here.
he had to skedaddle. That was about 10 minutes
Well,
ago.
Yeah,
he's
you said
usually on his
he
way.
had a Pomeranian feeding
Yeah.
emergency.
Yeah. So
Well, he does have a ton of them.
Yeah, but like the Arabs, like that region of people at the time, were lighter
I'll be
skinned.
right back, guys.
It's
Hold
all
on the
good.
fort for me.
It's all good, man. But like they were saying, James, the Arabs at the time, I think around Christ's time, were lighter skin, and that changed around the time of the Mongol invasion. Like it just
Well, I mean,
happened.
everything does. The
Yeah,
Greeks only had 3 definitions for races, and that was Greek, blonde, and Ethiopian.
pretty much.
You were basically one of those. And the blondes, it turns out, were the Hyperboreans,
Yeah, pretty much.
which
But there's also
probably were Russian or Scandinavian.
yeah, Ukrainian, like, and they actually believe in some interpretations that Ireland might have been the blessed land of the dead, where
Oh, yeah.
Apollo
Well,
went.
Ireland, talk about a country that's just 10,000 years of being invaded
Yeah, oh boy.
between the Furbog and then the Parthenians, and then, of course, the
Phoenicians and all these other people.
the
Yeah,
freaking Milesians,
the English,
then
even the Ottomans. The Ottomans
the
managed to get there.
Britons.
Yeah, the Turks, like these different. It's just the Irish just had the shit kicked out of
Do you know
them.
why, though? Because it's the farthest west you can kind of legitimately go
Yeah,
in ancient times. And for some reason, it seems like tribes had this weird tendency to always want to go
the
west.
West. Yeah, like the Greek. It's weird. The Greeks called the West the land of the dead because Iaptos was like the ruler of the underworld, but Iaptos is also like considered like the grandfather through Prometheus of mankind. It's weird. It's really, really
Right.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but like if you look at the history of, and I agree with you, and I'm just saying, if you look at the history of migration,
Mm.
you almost never hear about someone from the West
Going.
migrating into the East, except I guess you could say the Mongolians, but they were right there.
Yeah, like
But then you
the
have
Umnaya the
streams of
Umnaya did
Asians.
the Umnaya did go east, but they were like conquering land, but then they immediately came back. They went there, brought their technology of metallurgy and fishnet and weaving and domesticating the horse and stuff, and then they just went like, okay, we conquered this place, let's go back, and then they were done.
Yeah, and
You
you
know?
could say the same for Alexander. He kind of marched all over the place.
Yeah, I mean,
But
there's
that wasn't a
even
migration. That was just this dude marching,
conquest. That was
kicking
just
people's ass.
conquest. That wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'm gonna live here now. It's just like, no, I'm just gonna take your
But if
stuff.
you count up the number of horse lords that journeyed from the east to the west into like the central steppes of what it would now be like Ukraine,
Hmm.
I mean, you've got Pechenigs and Avar,
Mhm.
Huns, Mongols, Turks.
I mean, even the fact there's
It's
some
just
people who
endless.
speculate that that Genghis Khan was red haired and had green eyes, that the Tartars were actually from Europe. You know, I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just saying it's a popular
You know
theory.
what the thing is?
Wow.
It's the potatoes. Everyone coveted the potatoes. Yes.
Yeah. Well, what's ironic is the
If you
potatoes
have
are
a
from South
society,
America. The potatoes are from South America. They were imported into Ireland. It's not even.
yeah, the Irish back then were mostly living on turnips and shit
Yeah,
and
and
seafood.
yeah, pretty much.
I
And
went to an Irish restaurant when I thought I was Irish, and
or you're not. You did you actually get a DNA test? You're not Irish
I
anymore.
did. I
No.
have like 4% Irish,
Dude, we claim you. You're good at. Like, I'm giving you
but
the pass. You're Irish. That's good enough.
thank you so much, sir.
It's
So I
all good.
go to the Irish restaurant, and this is like owned by Irish people, legit Irish food. We're talking
Yeah.
cockern and lamb and the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
I was so amazed at how much seafood was on that menu.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
half of the menu was seafood.
Go
You
figure.
know,
A people who are renowned for their sailing and their mythology comes from the underworld, being in the ocean, and they were pirates and shit, and they went to other countries to
I
capture
know.
people as slaves.
Telling you today, I sound like maybe I'm a regarded person,
No, you're not. I'm just joking. It's like no, I'm validating your
but you grow
position. You
up
are.
thinking corned beef and cabbage, and then you go
Yeah,
to
and
the
then
actual
you
Irish
see, yeah,
restaurant. There's no corned beef on that
yeah,
menu.
like dude, believe it or not, one of the big reasons why they like a lot of like the Vikings went after the Irish is because they were so healthy, because they were eating like beef and milk all the time. They were extremely healthy and thus became valuable slaves. You
I
know?
read it up. Yeah, apparently Mick. I can use Mick and I
Yeah.
can use Potato Head because I
Yeah.
got the Irish pass. But
Exactly, man.
apparently it had something to do with like a huge majority of the daily Irish meal was dairy.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
eating a shit ton of dairy. Butter was like a huge thing. They raised bees
Oh yeah,
because, of
that was a
course,
big
they had
part
to
of
have
it.
meat, but also they ate honey.
Oh yeah,
And
and
they would sometimes they would kill pigs to eat them. That was like a big thing.
yeah, and a
But
lot of
mostly it was
cows.
cattle.
It
And
was
if you
cattle.
read the old Irish legends, them bastards are constantly stealing cows from each other.
Oh yeah, believe it or not, that was like a big part of like the Indo-European warfare. Was sorry, I thought someone was calling me.
Yeah.
Was just like cattle rustlers, like like in the old West, going from home to sell the cattle, and then bandits showed up and tried to take them. That's literally what a lot of the warfare was, half the time. Why do you think one of the great cities of Greek mythology, Cadmus and his wife, used a cow to determine where they would set up their city?
Right.
Because that's like an
Well,
ancestral
isn't there a
memory from
whole
like,
like ancient Irish book that starts with somebody stealing a cow?
yep. Oh yeah. Like
I
remember
mean,
what did King Minos ask from a cow to determine his lordship? And
yeah.
then he didn't want to kill the cow, and then Poseidon decided to get a little frisky with it. He
As those
decided,
Greeks do.
oh yeah. It's like, oh yeah, you love the cow so much. Okay, well I'll make your wife really love the cow.
Like, really?
Really love the cow. Yeah, and then you get a minotaur out of it. You'll buy one get one free. It's a great deal.
What the shit am I hearing?
If
We
you
were
thought
just talking about how
we were talking about,
cattle-based ancient Irish culture really was. And it
yeah,
really was.
oh yeah, it's a
It
hang
was
up from
like
the
they would go to war over cows.
Oh yeah, ancient
all the time.
Indo-Europeans, so basically the ancestors of the European people, and by extension America, were constantly fighting over cattle. That's like 90% of their warfare was just cattle rustling. I mean,
It's funny you mentioned that because one of the few things I do know about my Irish ancestry is that they were kicked out of Ireland for rustling cattle and horses.
Yep, that'll do it.
That makes sense.
I mean, I remember hearing a story,
and they proceeded to then move to Georgia to raise Tennessee walking horses.
that's kind of cool. I mean,
See?
if you steal horses, you might know how to raise them. So
Well,
They
yeah,
came to Atlanta, stole some horses from Tennessee, and brought them to Atlanta.
I mean, that's a way to do it. It's whatever. Sometimes you just gotta hustle.
Now I need to ask my wife to give me the Danish pass, except I have no idea what a negative word for a Dane even is.
Dane. That's is that Denmark or is that
That's
above
Denmark.
Germany? Yeah, it's Denmark. Yeah. So I was gonna say if it was from the Netherlands, you could call them a frog, which would be deeply biting because the insult that we
Swamp
give the French.
Germans is what I
No,
call them.
because the original use of the term frog for the French actually came from calling the Netherlands. It was for them, and then because Napoleon conquered them, it just migrated, so to speak, onto the French.
Right.
So
No, I prefer Swamp German.
Oh yeah, swamp. Yeah, I've heard that enough. I used to talk with Prince on a server that we were on ages ago, and we'd always call him the Swamp German. It was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'd call me a leprechaun, I think. So whatever, it's all good.
I've seen you. You're way too tall for a leprechaun.
Oh yeah, I'm huge.
Yeah.
I might have some Scandinavian blood in me, dude. Who knows?
Holy Diver, good show Sunday.
Let's see if James
got it
gets
after
an
the
Irish
fact,
pass,
but
what words are he allowed to say? Mick, Patty. They said potato head's another one.
Well, I just made Potato Head up because I got.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. We can
with
make
an Irish guy online.
No, we can make him up. You can make him.
What wasn't Mick one of them?
Mick,
yeah, but that's because, but I am legit a Mick. My last name starts with Mick.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. It's like I said, Patty, Mick. if you've read some slave trader books, they had a very colorful words for us and black people. They considered us basically the same as black people for a while. So there's those ones. I think they actually called blacks scorched Irish, and they would call the Irish N words turned inside out. Yeah, they got real creative with these ones, dude. They
Hey,
really
if
did.
there's anything we as a race can do linguistically, it's
it's how to insult each other. I mean, if you look at it, a lot of the modern names for Native American tribes that no longer exist we only know about them because of the racial discriminatory terms that the names we have for them are the words that other tribes called them, and they mean subhuman.
Well, I think Apache translates into most of their neighbors' language as enemy, just straight up.
Yeah.
And the Comanche went on a campaign for many, many years to try to genocide the Apache. Because
color me shocked.
When the Mexicans
this is my
talk about how they
we literally name an attack helicopter after the guys, and we're surprised that everyone hated them. Shock and or horror.
Something people don't think about because they don't know is when France and Spain owned Mexico, do you know what they never owned?
What?
That big chunk right next to Texas that was ruled over by the Comanche.
Oh.
They never owned that shit. The Comanches, the whole reason they let people migrate into Texas when it was supposedly a Spanish territory was to have people fight Comanches.
If I recall correctly,
I mean, they were great warriors, but they would kidnap and do all the stuff. They were
correctly.
Yeah, free land. Just be careful of the neighbors.
It's free real estate.
Free land, but the neighbors will paint themselves up in colors and come and get your wife.
Have you guys ever seen the film Bone? Have you guys ever seen the film Bone Tomahawk?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, God, that gives you a kind
one
of
time that was enough. That one scene.
That needs to be a Call of Cthulhu adventure.
Oh God, they are legit. They are basically. If you want to understand how Tolkien censored what orcs did, if you want to see how orcs would really behave in real life, that'd give you an insight. That deputy, man, that poor deputy, that dude. Oh God, that poor bastard.
Yeah, I was going to say, Holy Diver, if you've never seen Bone Tomahawk, it is actually a horror movie that's worth your time.
Oh, it's a Western. It's a, now, Razor Fist kind of dunks on that film, but whatever. It's a good film. It's a really good film.
Yeah,
well, I don't know that I'd call it a good film. It's definitely
it's well put together. Yeah, it's well put together.
But it also does have that great monologue about the guy saying why he's the smartest man in the group.
Yeah.
Well, it has great actors in it too, though. I mean, they actually got some top-notch actors.
Kurt Russell, was it? I keep forgetting his name. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, but
I mean, they got top-notch actors in there, and they didn't pull any freaking strings with the way shit was.
No.
But going back to the Comanches,
yeah,
everyone I know has seen The Outlaw Josie Wells, right?
Oh yeah, that film's so good.
So that scene in the end where the chief is standing there and he's painted blue, that's a Comanche.
I'm just like, yeah, what I love about that scene is like there is wisdom in your words of iron. It's such a good line, dude.
Yeah, the guy's like, the paper cannot hold this truth,
Oh, God.
Like, I've come here to offer you life or death.
Yeah.
I expect nothing but the same from you.
Also, James, I just realized that you're wearing a Blood Angel shirt.
Hell yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Legio number 9, baby. I got rid of all of my 40K shit, but I kept all of my 30K shit. So,
nice.
So I'm still in, baby.
Yeah, baby. But no, oh man, no, but like if I remember correctly, someone told me, I don't know if it was the Apache or the Comanche, but it was one of them. They were so vicious, it's what led people to figure out how to make repeating weapons. Like, yeah,
the thing with the Native Americans, if we want to call them that, is the further west, and especially the further southwest you got, the meaner them bastards got.
Well, it's the heat, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I know. I absolutely. There's a lot of stuff I disagree with Razor on. Like I saw a post by him where someone's like was praising Zorro as like as a traditional Catholic hero, and then Razor had to interject and say, "Well, actually, Solomon Kane was better." And it's like, dude, I can like them both, even though I hate Puritanism. Like, religiously, for what Oliver Cromwell did to my country, I despise Puritanism. I just don't like it. But I can still like Solomon. I can still.
And which Zorro, I got to ask, because there's only one Solomon Kane movie. Is he talking the Antonio Banderas one?
The Antonio
We might
Banderas, yeah.
actually be talking the books. You know, Razor Fist does read.
Oh no, it was the original post was talking about they were using the Antonio Bandero and Anthony Hopkins film.
I thought that
And then
one was pretty good.
Yo, they were good.
They're all right.
Yeah. But yeah, Razor, I think he was talking about, he was using images from the film, the Solomon Kane
Now,
film.
correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but didn't there used to be like a Zorro comic strip in the old Sunday papers?
Probably.
Well, not only that, but there was I believe there was a TV show, and or
Black
like
and white movies.
movie serials kind of thing, etc.
I need to watch them. I
But
really
I'm pretty
do.
sure there was a black and white TV show, because I'm pretty sure I watched it like right alongside the Lone Ranger, and didn't he also give us the Three Musketeers and the Man in the Iron Mask?
Oh, that film is so good. I love that film.
And didn't he also give us?
Did Zorro use a whip?
Yeah, he did in that film with Bandera.
And also he used like a rapier.
Yeah. He even dual
Yeah, I
wielded
like
rapiers
that
at one
movie.
point.
Now
That film
that
is
I
great
think back
with
to it.
Bandero. Yeah, it's a great film. I watched that when I was a kid.
Well, I like Anthony Bandera.
Oh, he's so good.
Most
I need to watch
everything.
13
He's a
Age,
good
man. I need to see that film.
I can only take him in small doses, to be honest. There's something about him that.
Oh, Walt Disney did a Zorro film too. Nice.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
but I could have swore he also wrote The Count of Monte Cristo,
Probably.
The Three Musketeers, and Zorro, and all of those were fantastic. And not all of them accurate, but some of the greatest literature and stories we've got as humans. And
The pulps are great. I don't know what to say.
the Walt Disney Three Musketeers is actually my favorite, with Charlie Sheen and Kiefer Sutherland and Oliver Platt. That was a great freaking.
You're forgetting somebody.
Who?
John Malkovich.
No, that's the other one. That's the one with that's the Man in the Iron Mask, or Zorro with
because John Malkovich is the best.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the Disney version.
I love that when the guy was the guy was impersonating him, and John Malkovich is just like, I don't talk like that. And the guy just did it right back at him. He's just looking at him. He's in one of my favorite movies, which is called A Criminal's Tale or Siberian Code. It's got like
he was also one of the
Italian-made movie.
He was also one of the only two named actors in the Mutant Chronicles movie. The other one being Thomas Jane. Otherwise there's nobody in there. Well, of course, there's the guy, one of my most hated actors, so he doesn't get a name. The guy who looks like a freaking Yeti. So much so
Ron Perlman. It's got to be Ron Perlman.
Fucking hate that guy with such a passion.
I like Ron Perlman in Fallout and in Hellboy, but given his more recent escapades, I'm like, yeah, you're kind of.
I've literally hated him since Beauty and the Beast.
I have literally.
Oh, I forgot he was in that
since the first time I saw.
And he didn't have to wear any makeup.
Was that the one written by George R. R. Martin?
I think so.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend who absolutely just loved that freaking the
I have
show,
to wonder. I
the
have to
comic
wonder
book, all that.
I have to wonder if he hates Ron Perlman by association with Beauty and the Beast, not because of Ron Perlman, but because his girlfriend made him watch and she didn't give him any nookie for doing it.
I just can't stand the sound of his voice. The sound of his voice is just like, you pretentious, pompous prick.
Yeah.
You've done nothing in your life of any significance in the way of like working a real job. You've been an actor your entire life because nobody could stand you on the job site.
You hear me, Shadow?
No.
He's in a movie with Nicolas Cage, and I didn't mind him at all.
What was he in? Oh, that was the Season of the Witch, right?
Yeah.
That one was okay.
I didn't mind him. You
That
know,
was fine.
Brian, long time no see. Not really. I saw you last weekend. I think it was. Where the hell you
oh,
been,
that
man?
is
Why
true.
haven't
Weird.
get your
What?
ass here?
Weird. Yeah, that's true. He was literally born for that role.
Yeah, and he. I think he was in that movie with Tim Curry and the White Apes. He played one of them as well.
I don't think I saw that one.
Congo.
I don't think I've
And
seen that
he
one.
also played one of the White Apes. No makeup, just took off his shirt.
Yeah, I mean, he was good as Hellboy.
Oh yeah, he was very good.
I never got into that. I know a lot of people did, and I can kind of understand why, but at the same time, it was just uh, that when that thing came out and it was like at its height, as it were, I just no interest whatsoever.
It's
Well,
understandable.
that's
That's
fine.
fine.
That's your boggle.
Well, being an edgelord and a hipster, if something comes out and it's super popular, I instantly have to hate it. It's just I don't get a save on that shit.
Exactly. So we just have
Yeah.
Right.
to accept that things are going to be the
If
way
I can accept it, everybody else can too.
Yeah, that's fine. Look, it's your cross to bear, not mine. So if you don't like Ron Perlman, whatever. I'm not huge on the guy, to be honest. His stuff is okay. I like him, but it's like meh.
See,
You know,
I
Yeah,
don't even like him, but he's
yeah.
been in a few movies I like.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I mean. I like
right,
stuff.
but
Right.
I'm one of those guys. I cannot separate the art from the artist. I just can't
I
do
know it's so weird.
it. But I
So I
mean,
got a question for you, Shadow, because you probably have no idea what I'm getting ready to talk about. In movies,
Hmm.
and I'm talking all movies,
Mhm.
you can pick whichever one you want. Who do you think played the best Satan?
Satan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Vigo.
You're going to go with who?
Vigo.
Oh, like Viggo Mortensen, like
Mortensen.
Lord.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that's a good
That
one.
was the one with oh, what was it?
Is it Angel Heart or was it Prophecy?
That
I
was
forget.
Prophecy 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that like fucking Walken. Christopher Walken was in that as well, wasn't he? That
Yeah,
series?
Yeah, he was Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
But he
seen. I've
was
seen
misbehaving.
parts of that film, but I never saw the whole thing.
Well, let me
You
tell
never
you.
seen all of
that
Prophecy? It's really good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
it has a lot of Gnostic bullshit in it,
Of
but
course.
Mhm.
it's still really badass.
Yeah.
Because
let's be
once
frank,
you
James.
recognize something, then you can be okay with it. But
Look, James, like most of
Shadow
Hollywood
is not
films-
wrong. This is going to be a case where I agree with Shadow like 1,000%. He was awesome, but Weird War II is the correct answer.
I only saw that movie once, and I don't remember who played it.
At the very end,
Jude Law was the main character in Enemy at the Gate, and Ron Perlman played. Basically, he was a character. What happened was Jude Law's character was having trouble with a German sniper.
Ron Perlman got shot mid-jump.
No, yeah, Ron Perlman basically got trained under the guy before when Stalin and Hitler were allies, and then when that broke and he came back, they were like, "What were you doing in Germany?" And they smashed his face in with a hammer and replaced it with a silver grill. One of his funny signs was, "I don't know about a sickle, but there sure as hell was a hammer." You know, and then
sorry, Dean. I really I grew up, remembering.
See, Chris agrees with you, but also kind of agrees with us.
And if I saw Constantine again, I might change my mind. Only saw it once. It was a long time ago.
Okay.
I grew up.
Let me kind of try to jog your memory. Constantine is dying, and you see like poop dripping down, and all of a sudden he comes down, and he's wearing a white suit, and he's covered in freaking tribal tattoos, and he's like talking to Constantine like in the creepiest, and he's like, John, oh John, and all that shit. It's Stormare. It's the guy.
I will say, the guy
it's the
also
guy that
the guy
fed a dude into a freaking wood chipper
I'm
in Fargo.
going to throw kind of a wrench and say the best Satan, at least the one I've seen, would have to be the depiction of Satan in the Passion of the Christ.
I don't even know why he was there.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it's a pretty good one.
What
It's
about
weird.
the guy from well, I think he played Lucifer, maybe it was, in Supernatural.
Yeah, for what little I've seen of Supernatural, it very much is kind of edgy atheists, quasi-Gnostic take on stuff, where it's like, oh, God can die and death will kill him and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay. That's...
And I wanted to say, Dean, I grew up hating Al Pacino as a young man. He was just like everywhere, and he was the kind of guy that I knew I could never, ever, ever possibly hang out with in the real world. I just knew I'd fucking punch him in the face.
See,
Wow,
Shadow
David.
I
has
know everybody. He's like one of those pillars of acting. And honestly, I just find him an insufferable freaking prick. I just can't stand him.
Shadow has some shit he needs to work through, guys. It's all right.
Evidently.
John
It's
Lovett's
okay.
best Satan ever.
Oh my god! But that in like Little Ricky,
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause,
No, I mean, but for the creepiest one, I think it was definitely Pete Stormare. The way he played Lucifer,
Okay.
it was so weird. It was.
And what was
weird.
it?
However, Vigo, like when he's like, and the one person says, like causing Jesus or some shit.
Pardon.
He's like, Jesus loves you. I do not love you. It's like, ooh.
And he just starts
Vigo is
singing, and he just
freaking-
starts humming a little song or something to them. It's like,
oh yeah. And he's sitting there eating like rose. He pulls and eats the rose.
I think he kills Gabriel and starts eating his heart or something. It's like,
yeah,
real
and then he
wackadoo
tries to
stuff.
talk them into coming with him.
It really
Come
is
with
just
me. I love
Gnostic.
you more than he does. And they're like, no.
No. You know,
I'm trying to think of an Al Pacino movie I liked.
I mean, Scarface wasn't bad.
Well, Gabriel Byrne, Weird War, is not bad in anything, and he's in one of my top 5 movies of all time, which is The Usual Suspects. I mean, and I know some people say, well, I hate that movie because there's a really bad man in that movie, but I can separate art from the really bad man, and The Usual Suspects is freaking amazing.
But where do you draw the line with that?
Well, I can tell you right now, I can watch the Roman Polanski Macbeth film, and I love that film, even though I think Roman Polanski is a massive pedophile piece of shit. I hate him. Like, he's like, well, I shouldn't say hate. I have a great disdain for what he has done.
Right. He's a horrible person.
A horrible person. And he's never faced justice, but, you know.
And
well, Hollywood protects him, so.
Right.
Oh, and the government protect him, too, so, you know.
But, I don't know.
But
it's like another one of my top 5 movies is L.A. Confidential.
I mean, well, don't forget The Godfather 2. He was in that film as well. Well, that's a really good film.
Right.
So never seen any of the Godfather movies.
That's
Two
fair.
of the movies that I think are the best made cinema movies of all time have this guy in it that's a total scumbag.
Like the only I don't do like gangster and crime movies because it glorifies that thing.
You lived
it. There's that too. But the only one that I do like have a little bit of like for was the original Ocean's 11, because if you remember how it ended, it's just like it's like a really long Twilight Zone. It has that Twilight Zone kind of ending. So I really appreciated that. But it's like if you guys
the one that had like Frank Sinatra in it.
Yes, Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah.
No, I didn't. Cool. But who is this person you keep referring to, James? Like, who is it? Like,
I don't even remember his name.
Oh, fair enough.
Shadow would know though.
What is it from The Usual Suspects or something?
The scumbag.
Yeah, I never saw that
Verbal.
movie.
He played Verbal Kent in The Usual Suspects, and then in LA Confidential, he played a detective, Jax something.
No idea. I didn't see it yet.
Everyone used to love this guy, and then apparently word came out that he was a really bad dude.
Oh, Kevin Spacey. You mean Kevin
Right.
Spacey? Oh, yeah.
Kevin
Oh,
Spacey.
yeah. That's another one of those people. Like I didn't know much about him. I'd seen K-Pax. I saw Seven, and then I started watching a House of Cards, and I'm like, man, this guy is a hell of an actor. Then I found out all the stuff, and I'm like, oh, done. Just flip that switch. Got nothing nice to say about
Yeah,
him.
like I've seen. There was a film with Kevin Spacey and Samuel L. Jackson. It was basically the premise was Samuel L. Jackson, his partner had uncovered corruption. Like they were basically someone was stealing the pension from the cops, and he got whacked, and so Samuel gets pinned with the murder. And what really took it out of me, like I won't spoil too much, but like when he solves it, Kevin Spacey is
20-year-old
there.
movie.
Yeah, I'd still, people might throw a conniption, whatever. But the it just feels weird that Kevin Spacey is trying to be. Every time I see him try to be a moral, upstanding person, when I know what a scumbag he is, allegedly for legal reasons.
What's wild is in both of the movies I mentioned, he played a straight up scumbag.
Yeah, but just like a
Like
lot
in
of
the one movie, he's literally a drug dealing international crime lord, killer, etc.
Oh,
And in the other movie, he is
Charizard says the
crooked cop.
Negotiator.
Negotiator. That was it. Yeah, that was a good film. Samuel Jackson was good in that film.
Shardenzar, have we met before?
Shardenzar. Shardenzar
Shardenzar
used to be around a long time ago.
No, I think you're thinking of somebody else. You're
No,
thinking
I'm pretty
Shadowzar.
sure that
You're thinking
Charizard is what I think. What you think of Charizard? I think
Shadowzar.
That's it. Maybe he changed the name slightly.
Maybe,
but yeah,
I don't know. Feel free to identify
that
yourself.
Is ancient, like even pedantic lore, man. That's
That's like going back
ago.
pre-L days. Pre-Shauner.
Dude,
well, nothing's pre-Shauner. Let's be fair. Was Kevin Spacey the guy who hired gay prostitutes?
No, that was the. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think Kevin Spacey hired the blonde-haired dude who went on to be in The Mentalist,
right?
To try and do a thing, and then Danny DeVito, who ran like this muckraking newspaper, broke in on them to try to catch them in the act to ruin their careers. Except when he broke in, the blonde-haired dude had been gacked.
Right, wow. But were you Shadowzar?
And then that's when Kevin Spacey's character kind of has a flip in morality because he realizes that the gay dude is dead because of him. And then him and he ends up getting killed, but his last words to Russell Crowe, or not Russell Crowe, the other guy is whatever the name of the guy that killed his dad was, Rollo Tomasi.
Right.
And he said Rollo Tomasi, and that's how Russell Crowe's partner knew there was a fix, because he'd only ever told like one or two guys.
You were Jeff. Just Jeff. Okay. Well, welcome to the show. Nice to meet you. Yeah, you guys mentioned a bunch of movies, but like.
Just Jeff, I have been playing the hell out of Hyperborea for like 6 months. I love it.
I just bought what's his name? RPG Pundit's Last Son Gonzo kind of game.
Is that the one with the wizard on the cover and instead of staff he's got like a musket?
Yeah, that's just Gonzo setting, yeah.
I just ordered that from drive-thru. They took my money again. So awesome, things are looking up. I can start reviewing more things from people that put it out there. I'm going to go buy some stuff. For like 2 years, they wouldn't take my money. They just wouldn't take my money.
I have not watched nor consumed anything Pundit has done since what he did to the Basic Expert. That really soured me on the guy.
Oh, I
really.
called him an asshole, but I still bought his Viking
That's
book.
fine. I'm not gonna say people shouldn't buy it. I'm just like
Like,
every time I think about it, I'm just like, oh yeah, okay.
that is
Yeah,
my relationship
I
with
don't
the
know anything
RPG
about
pundit.
that. And I wanted to give him a fair shake because other people I hang out with, Miguel and Sylvia and Venger, etc.
Yeah.
They're all friends with him, and I don't know anything about the guy. I watched a couple of his videos, and I agreed with some of his points, and I'm like, okay, I will give you a chance. I'll buy one of your books that happens to be in a genre that I'm a fan of. So let's
And
see
that's fine.
what's
I'm
going
not
on.
gonna I am not in any way going to tell people what they can or cannot buy or who they can and cannot associate with.
But
I'm
at the
not like
same time,
I'm not
like
like pundit basically who will say you can't talk to certain people just because they believe in
Shadow got mad at John because John interviewed Jethro.
no, I didn't.
no you took pundit. You mean pundit.
Or
Yeah.
yeah, Pundit
Pundit.
got
I don't
mad at John.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Pundit
I
got
don't
mad.
know. I
interviewed
don't know
Jethro.
who. I don't know who Jethro
It's
is.
just stupid drama, dude. It's just
Yeah.
Jethro is the guy that's been on Twitter for 15 years talking about real time D&D,
once one
the
time in
bro
AD&D
SR, blah
stuff,
blah
it's
blah.
yeah, and it's just
I despise 1-to-1. It
I
doesn't
like
make
1-to-1.
sense. My games can go from one session will be an hour's worth of combat, but it takes us 4 to
Well, I'm just saying, Shad, to
6
be
months with
succinct,
6 months.
that was the beef.
Yeah, yeah. Look,
John
I will
asked
just
to interview Jethro. Pundit threw a fit, started throwing the N word around,
the
the
Nazi,
Yahtzee word,
word,
and
yeah.
just all kinds of shit. And of
You
course, it
like him,
turned on
yeah.
him pretty quick, and the whole internet, well, the whole of Twitter mostly told him to F
Fuck
off,
off. Yeah.
including me.
Yeah.
But then he came out with the Viking book, and I bought it
Yeah, look. Again,
because that's
I
how I am. Pundit
I
is a
my
neocon. He is a
Rhino.
George Bush neocon.
Oh god, no,
He
no, no, no,
believes
no.
all that George Bush neocon shit. I am more of a Ron Paul kind of guy.
Yeah. Like
So
Pundit
him
is
and I,
more
in certain instances, we don't get along.
I would say
But when it
Pundit is
comes to like Baptism of Fire, the Viking books and all that, I buy them all.
I'm not a huge fan of the just roll a d20 to solve stuff anymore. I don't care for it.
Which we know Shadow don't like because they're too close to real world stuff.
I just look at it as like my problem really with Pundit, I think Pundit should have done is that he should have kept working on Dark Albion and fleshing it out and doing things like, and now you can go and fight Vlad Tepes and you can take care of all these real pagan Vikings in the north and go into Africa. But instead, he just kept jumping through the timelines, and I'm like, dude, the most interesting thing about your setting was the Frogmen, and you didn't write a campaign for it. Like, come on, dude.
I love the whole 9th and 10th century Poland and the Kievan Rus thing. I actually was talking to him about could I make a what are they called? I forget.
The supplement.
No. I wanted to know how he would feel about me making one of the Vikings that's in Baptism of Fire, but then giving him Greek as a language, making him 38 years old and saying he'd returned from the Empire. He was a Varangian.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, you can totally do that shit. And then if you buy the Silk Road set, it goes into detail with the whole Araby area all the way over to China.
Yeah.
So you can play a Viking that journeys to Baghdad.
Oh yeah, I know.
Dean, Basic Expert is a self-proclaimed artist, musician, basic D&D expert who has his own channel, does really well. His name's John. I've interacted with him many times. Seems like a nice guy, but for me, he's also very, very anti-AI art, and we disagree on that. I think if all you have and all you can afford is AI art, it beats the hell out of public domain and clip art, in my opinion, because clip art wasn't made for your product. It was just made to be generic. And I know the results I can get with AI art, and everybody here has seen AI art do things with memes and stuff like that They would literally any one of those memes, those like the painting looking memes of James, you know, or James and I or other people would cost
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of dollars and take
I
Eating
will
months and months
barbecue.
and months
I will say to play
to produce.
to play devil's advocacy on both sides. I have seen art done like AI product because I'm hesitant to call it art, but an AI product, shall we say, of fairly competent like very competently done. Like I think it's Cold Iron who does a lot of the stuff on James.
That's
See,
who
that's
we were just
exactly what I'm
talking
talking
about.
Yeah. Like it's really, really good, really, really good. But I've seen so much AI slop that I'm just like, and also the draconian shit that they're doing, like, oh, you can record your grandma and talk to her, like this necromantic shit. I'm just like, no,
You're not wrong in any of that, but I look at it like this:
Mhm.
if we take art from its infancy of cave paintings to now, and how long it took to get to now, all through all of human, from crayons and pastels and to oil, the finest oil paintings, it's taken thousands of years. And AI has gone from taking all of our stuff in a few short years to get what cold iron can produce, and in the near future, we'll see it surpass, crazy shit. Maybe
And now
even our
with
damn not.
Jujubee,
I guess I'm just not
Shadow
at
with Jujubee, I can send that in, pay $25 and get it sent back
and
as a
that's
D&D
I mean,
miniature.
it's good for memes and it's good as a cheap alternative, and I will
So the
grant you that.
one with me walking with the axe,
Mhm.
the two-handed axe, will probably end up. I was talking
On a
to
t-shirt.
Cold Iron that I was going to make that a big bad guy because I
Nice.
mean the characters are already got a beef with this Viking named
and
Hrothgar Blacktooth or some shit.
and
So
like
I might actually make the
I've
miniatures
made
me
I've
as
used
the captain of this Viking pirate ship.
and like I will concede, I've used Midjourney. I know people on my server when we're playing games, they've used AI imaging. It's fine. I'm not against it necessarily, right? But I guess I'm not a positive futurist anymore. I used to be, and I'm just like I'm more like traditionalist in stuff now because like
Don't get me wrong. If there was some way, because let's face it,
Mm.
the big problem, and
Mhm.
this is what I was talking to John about, is uh, the unreliability of the artists,
Oh
the
yeah.
cost, the time, and the attitude. Where you'll get an artist who, halfway through the
That's because
product.
most
I
of them
mean,
are
this is
communists, dude. Most of them are communists and shit. You
which
know.
means that
Yeah.
that we're very limited on what we can actually expect or hope for in the way of real art. They're pricing themselves and they're attituding themselves right out of the
Oh yeah.
industry
I will
for the
completely.
common man.
I'll
Yeah,
agree that AI. If all we have is the AI or the communists, go for the AI. I will, but what we should try and do is also promote people of genuine substance that aren't retarded.
But the problem still is sheer facts. If I take one of my AI images and I hand it to the coolest, most down to earth, real guy, the best artist who's willing to work for peanuts, right? And say I need it tomorrow, he's going to say that's impossible. I say I need it in 2 months. He says, "Oh, okay, I'll do my best." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Time is money,
Yeah.
and it can mean the difference between a project completely falling flat on its face because it can never afford art, or it being a stepping stone to luring in, for lack of a better expression, artists who want to work on this project. It's like, hey, I saw your zine or your little printed out PDF, or not PDF, but print on demand little game. I really dig it. I want to be part of it. I want to help you with the
And it's
art.
also if you've seen like old school D&D art, it's like an
Then
AD&D.
take
It's
care, Dean.
very it's either Dean. Like old school
catch you later,
AD&D
Dean.
art. Oh, can you guys hear me? One sec.
I can.
Yeah, yeah.
You were saying if you look at old AD&D art,
Oh, one sec. Can you? Yeah, you can hear me go. The
okay.
art is extremely inconsistent. The art is extremely inconsistent in AD&D. Even the really good stuff like the Paladin in Hell. If you look
Mhm.
at the hands and the
Sutherland.
sword, it's very two dimensional. If you're not looking straight at it, it looks fine. But if you zoom in, you'll start noticing, oh, there's no real depth to that. You know,
Mhm.
but it's not bad. I still like it.
The
But
thing you have to
Or
understand, though,
Trampier's picture of the three guys looking at the open treasure chest at the end
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
monster
yeah, yeah.
manual.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Beautiful
great.
picture.
those guys were all learning an entirely new thing at that time too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So
You
I can
know, it was
understand like
like,
whereas the AI can just go, oh, you need this thing, make it, and you know the correct prompts. It just goes bang, bang, bang. Just go Trampier, or even like Rebecca Gay from Magic the Gathering. Just type in, I want something inspired with Rebecca Gay. Do this. I'm fortunate for the game that I'm doing, since it's basically Gothic. I can use public domain like Gustave Dur and like all that other stuff, like old historical stuff and medieval stuff, and it'll still work in the Gothic, because Gothic literally means medieval, right?
right.
So it'll still work. So I can get away with it. So my art costs are going to be low. Apart from maybe some monsters, I might get my friend, who, like the guy who made my icon there, the Hibernian Death Knight Sketch Bro, who did that for free. I can just pay him commission because he's my friend, and I can talk to him all the time about it. But for some people who aren't as lucky as I am, it's going to be astronomical in cost. It
See,
it will kill you.
I think
It'll kill the game.
I've come down on Shadow's side on this
Yeah.
debate.
Yeah. I can
But
understand.
I've also said this, and I hope it doesn't piss off any actual artists, but it's like when the automobile arrived, cars went away, or horses went away from the streets of New York. It's not something you can stop. You can, I mean, I'm sure there were people back in New York back in those days standing on corners and bitching about how they missed the smell of horse manure, but it's not going to stop. You might as well be shouting at clouds.
Yeah.
It's coming, you know. And
worse things, you know.
if
So
you are an
I
artist,
understand
your best
the-
bet would be to learn this new format and become an artist with these new tools.
Or here's the thing: if you learn the skill, you can also pivot into being like a kind of like a craft, like a proper like not like mass produced, but like what's the term? It's not avant-garde, but you know what I mean, where it's like I can't think of the word, but it's like
Yeah.
it's a very high end kind of
That's
thing.
interesting, Chris.
What's Chris saying? Never draw anything you can copy. Never copy anything you can trace. Never trace anything you can cut out and paste up. Wally Wood.
Yeah.
He was one of the great artists of the bygone era.
Right. I'm just saying, if you're already very artistically talented, which I am not,
Just have another skill. Just learn
yeah,
another
just
skill.
get another skill, man. Just pick up that AI shit. Because if you've got the talent,
a good friend of ours is you know at his age, which is let's say like 40ish, right? Trying to learn how to draw and do all those things. Cool. More power to you. I hope he finds out that he's the next Wally Wood, for example. However, the time is the problem.
Yeah.
The amount of time that it takes to make something, and because it does that, because it requires that, and it requires all that led up to that,
Like let's for a
it's
moment.
going to have an intrinsic value that may be insurmountable in the short term. And bottom line, guys like me, they're going to say, hey, cool, but click, 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 click on the keyboard. I've got 20 examples in 3 minutes.
And there's also the fact that that's
It sucks.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, let's even look at it this way. They also said the same thing about Photoshop. They were making basically the same arguments back then as they are now.
Yep.
And everyone uses Photoshop, everyone. So here's what you could do. Use the AI as a general prompt and then just edit it. Like, that's the thing with artists.
Or you can send a message to Cold Iron, if you're me at least, and be like, hey, bro.
Yeah, I know someone on my server who he used to do a lot of AI.
You see where I cut my beard and I missed this little part right there?
Yeah. But no, my friend on the server who used to do a lot of AI stuff, he also turned on it, but he still knows how to use it and still does it. But
George does some great stuff when he's in the mood. George backwards. He does amazing stuff. He done a lot.
I remember when I was on his Star Wars thing.
My computer's desktop is actually a George creation.
Yeah. Like he made some really good for me, and I was on my old laptop before it went kaboom.
Won't somebody think of the buggy whip manufacturers? Exactly. See, Chris and I must have read the same, because I think I got that idea that I said. That's not me being brilliant. That's me reading, what's the name of the economists? This guy used to hang out with, this guy hung out with, damn it, how can I forget everything? Am I going nuts? Thomas Sowell.
Yeah, that's what he said. Thomas
Sowell. Friedman.
He wasn't listening.
Not Thomas Sowell, Friedman. The guy that hung out with Thomas Sowell.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And he wrote a whole book about these little treatises about economies. Right. And I think he did mention up the whole,
Brian, I'm guessing you've got a lifetime membership to what was it, Perchance? Is that the one you're using? Just saying. Don't ask me how I know.
Don't ask Shadow how he knows anything.
Right. But see, what you just did there, James, what you just did there was the same thing AI is doing. That is fucking humanity in a nutshell. You explained that your brilliant statement was not you, it was someone else you heard somewhere on the internet, and you assimilated
Actually, I own the book. I read it.
Okay, you assimilated it into your being, and don't take this wrong way, regurgitated it to fit a situation to where it perfectly explained or filled in the solution to
provide the context.
You literally just did what AI does.
Yeah.
And the thing that is, Shadow, is I'm not opposed to AI at all. And now that I think about it, that might be why I've not seen John on my channel for months.
Well,
because I've
again,
been really open about the
he's
fact.
actually busy. He's busy doing everything but gaming stuff because of family
I know he
stuff.
converted to Orthodoxy. He had to go through the catechism and all that.
I like the guy, but nobody's perfect, and one of my superpowers is weakness detection, and I know what his is, and therefore I'm like, okay, go do your life stuff. Hurry up and get back because
I'm on his Discord. He's trying to make sure the Kickstarter for White Box gets done. It's still kicking his ass, so he's probably just been. I haven't been watching his stuff for a while either. I need to get on that.
It's really weird. Emperor's Choice just did the same thing for cheaper, faster, and better. And he's gonna if he's not careful, he's going to lose his ass.
If I were not a forgiving man, I would be mad at John for stealing my Dutch boy. Because Victor used to be my homie, and he used to show up on my show all the time.
Victor's a great guy, but he too, I think, is he's actually got his nose to the grindstone more and doing the work.
And then John showed up and stole my damn Dutchman.
Yeah.
Victor used to be all over the place. He used to be on Connell's show all the time. He's been on my show maybe once, I think. Maybe I'm still mad at him about that, but I like his work, and I'm actually waiting for I just realized I have one of his Kickstarters. I'm still waiting for delivery. I forgot I even ordered it. So
yeah, I've got so many Kickstarters and stuff waiting from doing like last year that I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Dude, at last count, I've got over a dozen Kickstarters, and I don't even know about Baccarits and Indiegogos.
Backer kits, yeah.
I'm like,
I've been waiting for like
I had a list.
I've been waiting for and this just kind of proves the AIR thing you were talking about. Like this guy called The Fourth Age was doing a Crom the Destroyer comic, and the artist he worked with fucking bailed on him. That's why he's been delaying the thing for like the last 2 fucking years.
Who's this?
The Fourth Age. He's like he does comic books. He's like a Christian comic book. He does like, yeah. And he was doing Crom the Destroyer.
Every like Chris says here, everybody we know who's ever tried to produce something has gotten fucked in the A by an artist who just takes their money and just says, sucker. I mean, it's the modern day freaking Nigerian prince scam.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it on Discord. Hey, I'm an artist. I'm looking for work. Hey, get fucked. You know, if like the first sentence out of your mouth is "Hey, I'm an artist," I'm like, I'm sorry to hear that. You should have went to trade school. Kept your day job. Sorry, I mean,
Well,
if you are a true artist, then do both. Do something that lets you suffer and get world experience
uh,
to make
Like
your
I've worked.
art
I know it's not
more
the
than
same.
just.
I have worked like almost a year retail. It fucking sucks. It
Mhm.
really does, dude.
I worked
Like,
3, and I'll never do it again.
no, never doing it again. Yeah, I'm trying something maybe, or I don't know, go back to college or something. I'm just like, yeesh, I don't know.
That's what Jackie wants to do after he does his
I saw
military
you
and
giving me
college.
that glare there, James.
there's no glare.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was reading Chris's
Oh, I thought you were. Yeah, yeah.
post.
It's just funny that the second I said teaching, your head lifted up and you started squinting straight at the
No, I
camera.
always kind of pay attention to what Chris is saying. He
No, it's
usually
all good,
has
man.
some good
No, no,
commentary.
it was just a funny moment where I was just like,
And Weird War II with the naked vampirilla fighting Red Sonja, I could get behind that.
eh,
You know?
Yeah,
eh.
just I don't need He-Man in the middle. Sorry.
Yeah, I would leave He-Man out. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a rule, and the rule
Yeah.
is the one dick per fantasy rule. And it can only be mine.
Let He-Man be off somewhere off the panel fighting
He's got
Skeletor.
She-Ra or something, you know.
Yeah, no, let him be gay with Skeletor
He
off
can be
panel
off doing his
somewhere.
own thing.
Yeah. You know. Yeah.
Anyway, though.
Anyway,
Yeah. So, I wish all of those guys the
Shadow,
best of
right?
luck. I wish all those guys, John and Victor and Bear and all our friends who are trying to put something out. Um,
yeah.
and the Red Room is the perfect example. They started using AI, but because they used AI, they got a lot of flack. But it did allow them to produce enough products to where the point that they can now actually afford some lower end artists, not no big names, people that do passable artwork that they're happy with, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Someday later on down the road, they may redo it all with even better artists or more expensive artists or whatever.
Yeah.
Because let's
Oh,
face it, this hobby absolutely lives and dies by its art. And
I like John.
unfortunately, go
I
ahead.
like John. I do. But just as a point, it's just convenient that like he's his own artist, because if he were having to pay someone else, it would really start kicking his budget in the balls. Let's be
Well,
honest.
as it is, he still couldn't get his Kickstarter out on time. It's late, and it's going to be costing him for the rest of his life if he
Mm,
doesn't fix it soon. Um, and you know,
yeah, that's true.
the art for a role playing game. See, this is what pisses me off. The art for a role playing game does not deserve the lion's share of the profit, but yet here we are.
I know someone on my server. His name is Jeff. I won't go further because I don't want to spoil too much about him, because he hasn't, but he releases his own RPGs, like OD&D RPGs, and he does all the art himself, but it's all stick figures with like derpy little smiley faces.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's so stupid. And it's like, oh, this is adorable. And it's like,
Yeah, but think about Order of the Stick. And then if you've ever watched Maze's Musing games,
Mhm.
he uses the Order of the Stick figures in his game.
oh yeah, that's
and they're
basically
just little
what he does.
stick figures.
Stick figures. That's essentially what he does, but they're all like little beady-eyed and just a simple smile. They're like a smiley face, but white.
Like the
It's
halfling assassins, just a short stick figure with two
Oh yeah,
heads.
onion bums, bumble stump. My God, that's so stupid.
Yeah, but you know what?
So that's
He
hilarious.
he was the first person to grab all of those classic sort of ideas and make them his before anybody else, and now people are copying them or whatever. And that's what we do. We learn from each other and then make it our own somehow, and that's what AI is doing. Just the way it is now, I'm okay. But when you get into the general, the next step, that's where I'm going to be like, no, we shouldn't be doing that because we will create something that is
Incredibly satanic. Let's just be
dangerous.
frank. Yeah,
Yeah,
unbelievably
dangerous.
satanic. Yeah. So and I agree with Pope Man on that. One of like his stance on AI is that one of us is made in the image of God, dude. And it ain't you. It ain't you.
Mhm.
So
And
that's my
and, all, and I mean, let's think about it. If they're truly successful, they will create something that literally has emotions, and emotions are not, as much as we love them and rely on them, they took some trial and error time that's required, and it's not going to get that. It's just going to come into existence with what it thinks and perceives are totally normal, legitimate desires, wants, needs, and emotions that go with that, that have absolutely no idea how to actually work.
I'm actually going to
They're gonna
push
it's
back
gonna
on.
literally go insane.
I don't think it's going to have emotions because I don't think AI is smart enough to like. We can't create something intelligent enough to have emotions. I don't think.
I just was going to agree with Chris. Chris, I was going to be an artist too, but the thing that held me back is a lack of talent.
Mm, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I
That
thought about
delivery
it.
was hysterical, dude. A+ on the delivery of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't think
not a
anybody saw
talented
what I
guy.
saw.
So,
I
I
don't
mean,
think
if I
anybody
have a
saw it.
ruler and a grid sheet, I can just about draw a dungeon.
Yeah.
But even then, the lines aren't always going to be straight. I'm just over here
That
doing
could also just
whatever.
be down to the fact that
Let's
your
see
your
if I
hand's
can. Let's see
a
if I
little
can
shaky.
find the
That's
last.
all. It's hard to have a still hand.
Right?
I don't know
Uh,
where Omen went, but let's see if I can
oh,
find it.
I
I,
think
I, I
I think he took off ages ago, man. I don't know.
probably.
Mm. Oh yeah, he's gone for a while, I'd say.
Okay, this is the last dungeon I drew,
Hey, nice.
and that's 3 dimensional. Okay, that's like that's a
Yeah.
3 dimensional. What do they call it? Isometric dungeon sketch,
Don't
and my
even
Mm,
players
bring that
know
up.
exactly where they are and what's going on. Uh,
mm.
I
Professor Dungeon Master pisses me off so bad. You can go watch videos of him just drawing whole dungeons isometric, and he's
Oh
just
yeah.
sitting there doing it. And I'm
While
just like,
talking.
you bastard. I've tried to
yeah,
figure
but
that shit out for 20 years. I can't do that.
yeah, but here's the thing. Um, I can't watch
He's
him.
talented. That's the thing. He's a
I'm
talented
not
guy.
saying he's not. I'm not even saying he's a bad guy in any way, shape, or form. I
Oh
just
no,
can't
he's
watch
one
him.
of ours for sure.
I don't know about that.
I do. I do.
Mm.
He's one of what? One of
He's
us?
one of ours. Yeah.
He's one of us. Yeah. Yeah. He
Uh,
likes
I,
old
I don't
school
even I don't
games.
even dispute that in any way, shape, or form. I just know that if I was in a game and uh, and it's a level based game with XP, etc. You know, I better be going up some levels at a faster rate than he talks about, because I'd just be out. It's like, dude,
Oh, I promise you,
I'm
if I
out.
were running a game, it wouldn't take you 25 years to get to 6th level. I promise you that.
Well, I mean, he actually, I think, caps his game at like 6th level.
Which is dumb.
Yeah, no
That's
thanks.
dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb.
Don't get me wrong. I can play all kinds of games without
Accurate.
levels. I can play games with no levels, no classes, etc. But if I'm in a game and and them's the rules, then I expect to be able to benefit by those rules. I expect to progress and see gains. And I know that those are,
I
you
totally
know,
get where you come from, Shadow, but his table, most of whom are women, they agreed to what they agreed to.
right, and they don't know any differently is the point.
I don't know to say that.
I would be willing to bet a large sum of money that that a significant portion of his players in that particular game
They're theater
never.
kids. Let's be frank. They're theater kids and story gamers. That's what
Well,
they are.
they're older than I am.
Well, when
My,
I
my
say,
Yeah.
point is,
I don't mean what I mean is it's like how boomer doesn't always mean like
Right.
young people don't mean boomer literally like you were born in this era. It's more of a mindset. It's the
Right.
same thing. It's people who want story games. They don't
Well, I'm gonna let
care.
you guys get the last word on that. I'm not
Yeah.
going to defend him. I
No,
just,
that's-
you
no,
know,
no.
My-
I don't
I,
hate the
I
guy.
think I
I just
seriously
got
think
tired of him. You know, I just got tired
I
of him.
seriously think most of his players have never played games elsewhere, and so don't know, which is fine. He got the perfect group of people for him. I'm happy for him. But since I grew up in a different way, where wanting the next level, wanting the magic items, wanting the treasure, wanting the dopamine hits, and I totally recognize all that. That's what I'm going there for. I can do other things and go
I mean,
elsewhere
I'll
to
put it to
get
you this
other
way.
things.
I'll put it to you this way. He once said that all the players, like all the women players in his group, were trying to make a character shack up with an NPC so that they could have a child in game, and they were like really obsessive over that. Where most guys would have been like, I don't care. Most guys have been like, oh, cool, you lost your kid. No, that's not trying to be a dickhead, but we're here to get treasure and kill monsters. You know, like that just doesn't matter.
yeah. Well, I have ladies at my table, and it is 100% a fact that they do tend to get more immersed in the work. For real.
And that's hey, what's up, Steve
That's
Kennedy?
right, Stephen. Legio number 9.
And all of that stuff can be absolutely fantastic. Being an Amber player, a heavy, role player, or at least I like
Right.
to. I can read the room and like go into a game and go, okay, there's not going to be any role playing. That's fine. Let's do this.
Well,
Let's
you haven't really said anything negative. All you've said is it's not for you.
Yeah.
Okay. No one here can like yell at you and be like, "It's got to be for you, Shadow." No,
There are some people who would.
Look, me and you argue all the time about role playing games, but you know what? I like stuff different than you. It's okay though. You're still broke, even though I think
But
you're
like,
wasting your
like
time.
my
And
mama
you
used to
should have
say,
bought the referee's guide. Then you would have loved Hyperborean.
like my
If you
mama
bought
used
the
to
bundles,
say, oh dear God. Like my mama used to say, friends are people who know all about you and like you anyways. And with that, folks, I gotta go. It's
yeah,
it's
we've
12 o'clock
kept
my
you on
time.
here
We've
a
been here
long
3 hours.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
No. It was really fantastic to get to hang out with you again, Dark Knight.
Yeah, it was
I
great,
literally
man.
missed you. I hope you
Thanks,
show up
man. I
more
missed you
often.
too. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it. I'm
I
gonna make
hope
an effort of
we
it.
can talk. Maybe get the old
Book
book
back.
club back up and running.
Oh
I wanted to do it, and this time we're going to do our own Appendix N and our own, what we would put in there, what we would add. I am wearing a Conan Red Sonja shirt.
nice.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I got it on eBay. There's lots of good shirts if you just look. Um, but I will be back tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we'll definitely do it. Dark Knight, you know where to get a hold of me, and vice versa. Let's do
Yeah.
that. James, you feel like reading a book, you're invited. Anybody else who wants to start doing the book club and reading like a real book,
Yeah.
and reviewing it, feel
Hell yeah.
free to join us. We'll talk about that more. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. But I really got to go use the restroom.
It's okay,
So
man.
I will see you guys tomorrow over on Bloodworth Game tonight, but that's private. So
Great to see you again, James. I'll be hopping on more often this year. That I can
Well, I
promise.
always send you texts and shit all the time.
Yeah, of
so,
course, man. Yeah, of course. And I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, great seeing y'all.
you
Bye.
too. Happy trails, everybody. God bless.